see. Are y'all out protesting? Not y'all out protesting. Happy Saturday, guys. I never come on here on a Saturday. I'm never here on a Saturday, ever. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Let me see. I know this will pop up. I had some things to discuss on yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to come on here. So I figured I'll pop up right now. Is it about to storm? Hey guys, hey y'all. Hey, hey, hey. We're about to have some open discussions here. Hold on, let me see. Now, I hope y'all can see me and hear me. Happy Saturday, guys. Are y'all bored? Because I am. I was supposed to go somewhere today, but it looks like it's about to storm so bad. I'm probably not going. That's my cue to not go. That's my cue. Just stay. Why are we like that, y'all? We use any excuse. It's finna storm outside. You know what they say. We got to be still when the Lord doing his work. But anyway, guys, I was supposed to come on here yesterday and do a show. But I got caught up, I got busy. I was emailing people. It's just a lot going on. Hey y'all. Hey, Ready to Learn. Hey Rodney. No protest here. Well, ain't finna be no protest here either. If it starts raining. They probably already out there looking goofy. Hey Hammer, hey TP. Yeah, we gotta sit this one out. Yeah. Okay, Ready to Learn said you can hear me and see me okay. You waiting for your food to get delivered? I haven't eaten all day. That's what I need to do. Order me some food. I should go cook me something. I don't know. I just came on here to talk because I was supposed to come on here yesterday, and I got some good news. I got a little bit good news. Hey y'all, click like when you come in here. I see Saturday is not my day because I usually have way more people in here, but it'll take some time because I don't think anybody really go live on Saturdays on YouTube. I think people just typically upload on Saturdays. Although people be at home bored, people really should go live. But I think people like I don't know why people don't go live on Saturdays. Probably because it don't be a whole lot of people in the chat on Saturdays. I think that's why content creators just upload versus going live, unless you're doing like a show just coming on and like just randomly talk. I don't think people go live. I want to show y'all something though. I'm gonna kind of slow roll it. I was able to get me a battery. So you know, like how my batteries are always going out when I go live. It shouldn't do that this time. I have a different type of battery on here, so it shouldn't do that. But anyway, I want to do some recaps of some stuff that I wanted to talk about on yesterday concerning P Diddy. Probably more so like theories. I think I have some theories, guys. The last show I did was Wednesday. I went live on Wednesday, which that live is no longer available. You know, I have started taking down those really controversial lives. You just got to be there. I think that's where I am right now. You just have to be there. Um, I had showed something that was partially nude um on that live. So well, it actually was a threesome that I got from one of those websites that was named in the P Diddy case during the P Diddy trial. And although I blurred out everything, I just went ahead and took the live down because you know it was still suggestive nudity, so I didn't want to, you know, I don't want to do that. But anyway, so guys, yesterday on the trial, during the trial, um, at the very end, when they dismissed the jurors, there is this discussion about Juror 6. They have nicknamed Juror 6 J6, which is such irony because the judge dismissed the juror, but he said he'll think about it over the weekend, right? So if the judge actually dismisses the that juror J6, not only would that juror be very popular if he decides to go out and write a book or whatever, but he's already been deemed J6, which takes over the actual other J6, you know, the Trumpsters. I thought that was interesting that they labeled him that. The media labeled him that. But they're going to remove him. They're talking about removing him because he's lying about being from New York or living in New York in order to be a juror, and he actually lives in New Jersey with his girlfriend. But Diddy team really, really wants him to be a juror. I mean, when the judge dismissed him, Diddy team started fighting like crazy to keep that juror on. I mean, at least 4 of Diddy's attorneys tried to convince the judge to not get rid of him. Although, you know, he's technically, he doesn't live in the city, so he lives in New Jersey. He's not in New York, so he's not. They have to get another juror, one of the other jurors that they have on standby. And so now it's like, so why are they so adamant about keeping that one juror on? But that wasn't the juicy part. During the argument of them keeping the juror on, they actually entered some more stuff into evidence. Some text messages between Diddy, Fahim Muhammad, who we discussed on this channel, who owned all that land on the border wall. Okay, it was very controversial. They said, he gave his son 40 acres of land, and they out there playing the African drums and just very much hotel. But he's one of the NOI guys. He's one of the big NOI guys. Some of the text messages, Fahim D-Rock, who is Damon Butler, who somebody need to find out who he is, because that name sounds familiar too. But he's the other security guard. The 3 of them counted $1 million cash by hand. And they needed to buy some drugs. So Fahim had to get the money from Greenhall, the lady's name is Greenhall. She's a white lady. She's over TriStar Sports and Entertainment, but she is Diddy's business manager. Actually, she's the business manager for a lot of celebrities, including she was the lady who did the conservatorship for Britney Spears. So because they enter all these things into evidence, like, I'm like, well, why did they dismiss the jury and then do that. So literally, when they dismissed the jury, everybody kind of turned off because it's like, okay, they're done for the day. But they entered like 500 and something, if I ain't mistaken, a lot of pages of messages. And I was like, oh, it's about to get good. So the people who they're bringing on stand next week, one of the guys is Diddy's assistant. The guy that they had on the stand yesterday, I found him on YouTube. He good and gay. Oh, he good and gay. He was Diddy's assistant as well. And he said he quit when Diddy got arrested in order to avoid all of this shit show, right? But child, I messed around and I was on Diddy's son page, Quincy. Quincy got a YouTube page. And the vacation that they was talking about on the stand, where Jane Doe was pissed off because Diddy supposedly took another girl on the family vacation. That actual vacation is on the Sun page. So I'm nosy. So I'm all up on the Sun page, which he's a great editor, by the way. The Sun really could if the Sun decide to low key edit videos or be some kind of movie editor, he'll kill the game. He don't have to be in his daddy's shadow at all. Actually, I think that may be Albie Shore's son, but he's with Diddy anyway. So I went and found the family vacation on his page. And at the end of the vacation is the guy who was on the stand. At the end of that video is the guy who was on the stand on yesterday. He good and gay. He talked like itty bitty voice. A man with an itty bitty voice. This is Diddy right hand man, his assistant. And he just got this itty bitty voice, and like on the video he got I like his mouth wide open, like just really flaming, just a flaming hot Cheeto. Just as flaming as he want to be. And it's like, well, Diddy show had a lot of flamers around him. And another thing I noticed while they was dismissing that juror and tried to pretend like, oh, we need diversity and inclusion. You know how they always try to hit Diddy got his black lawyer to go up there when they dismissed that juror yesterday and was like, oh, well, we need diversity and inclusion on the jury, and that's the problem. Y'all always, black people don't never have an opportunity. All that BS, right? But then when you look at P. Diddy's staff, his actual staff, these people are not black. So these assistants are not black. These women that he's having these freak offs with are not black. These people who are dragging him through the mud, these assistants, these KKs, Corinne Coram, which is that white lady, his right hand man, which is a white woman. I know these people ain't black, so it ain't no need to argue about no black stuff now when these people are not black. That's around Diddy. Kanye West came to the courthouse yesterday. They're trying to say Kanye got kicked out. Kanye didn't get kicked out. Kanye didn't get kicked out. I was watching the whole shit unfold, child. Kanye didn't get kicked out. They made Kanye his own separate room. He didn't want to be in his own separate room. He wanted to be in the courtroom for whatever reason, I guess, to persuade the jurors and persuade the people and see Diddy face to face. But they was dragging Kanye's name through the mud the day before, which was Thursday, and then he shows up on Friday. So you're the wrong person to show up. Him and his white wife showed up to support Diddy and all these white women that's dragging him on down through the mud. And it's like, man, high value men are really taking the L right now. Bad. They're taking the L bad. And that's what's going on. So with next week, and I don't know why, I got a theory that I'm getting to, guys. Some folks do their lives, then they make it members only or put it on Patreon. Yeah, I probably started doing that. You remember Fahim? Yeah. So I feel like cracking the case before the case crackers. This is how I feel. I ain't trying to crack the case. That's the thing. I'm just trying to figure out. See, I think Diddy is CIA. Because when you think about the tactics of the CIA, click like in here, guys. Let's get some. We need some niggers in here. We need some blacks, some darkies. When you think about the tactics of mind control, the mind control program that the CIA has always tried to perfect, I think they were able to perfect it through music. Because, see, they initially tried to perfect it through drugs, but it didn't work because music reversed the drugs. Because they said people was listening to records, diamond tip records, and it will reverse the mind control. So if we can put it through music, then however we want to control the masses, we can. For whatever mission we need to get done, we can get done if we can control the music. And this is a how can I put this? Unpopular opinion. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. But I think one of the ways that they needed to control us really bad is the nuclear family. The black nuclear family, the black American nuclear family. We needed to be separated by any means necessary, right? When you think America, you think money. You got to think it like this, guys. When you think of America, this is money. Big money. Big oil, okay? Big cotton. Big alfalfa, okay? Big sweet potatoes. Big mushroom. The mushroom industry in the north is worth billions. We don't control it. The Chinese are now controlling it. The pine nut industry is worth billion. Pine nut is the most expensive nut. Pecans, however you say it, is the second most expensive nut here in America. These are our commodities we do not control. These are billion-dollar industries. We don't control them. And if pecans is not a billion-dollar industry, then it's somewhere like in the 700 million. It's just right at the door. And then and I'm talking that's quarterly. I'm not talking yearly. I'm talking from a business standpoint, a quarterly standpoint. Right? So when you think about this big money, right? And then you think about what the President of the United States said earlier this year, when he wanted to end birthright citizenship for immigrants. He did a press conference and he said birthright citizenship is something that only Black Americans have. He said that out his own mouth. I mean, the press conference was live for everybody to see. It's nothing that he said behind a closed door. He didn't say it with a mask on his face. He said it in his same suit. Now, do I think Trump give a about us? Nope. I just think the way that they want to destroy us is not openly. Because it's one group of people over here with birthright citizenship, and that's the darkies, the Negroes, the coloreds, the Black Americans. We're the only ones. That means if a war have to break out, in order to justify the war, then you have to get the people with the birthright citizenship to be involved in the war. So as it relates to mind control, in order to really control the people's mind, if you can get the folks who have birthright citizenship and try to control their mind, then they're going to control everybody else by default. The majority minority, right? The majority, but we're going to label them the majority minority. So we're trying to control the minority, right? by we, I mean whites. Whites are trying to control minorities. And so black Americans are considered minority. Although we know the truth, we know it is numerically, it makes zero sense that blacks are the minority in America ever, because we was over here before everybody. So just on that alone, it's impossible for us to be the minorities. We're more fertile than everybody. So that alone, it's impossible for us to be the minority. Yeah, y'all flood a lot of immigrants through the gate, but these people do not last long. They die quick. So even with that alone, I know we're not the minority. Also, when we look at the hard to reach areas on the census, we know that you guys don't even count our areas. So when you talk about the numbers are screwed, right? And you know that. You know the numbers are off in the public space. But you know, as it relates to the records that we have access to, the data that we have access to, the head counts that we don't make public, we know these black Americans are not the minority. So for that, we got to do mind control programs, and we got to break up this nuclear family, because if we don't, they may start digging in their history. They may start going back after these commodities. Next thing you know, black American families control mushrooms. Next thing you know, black American families are controlling ports. Next thing you know, black American families are back in the oil industry, just like old times. Next thing you know, that slave narrative done got brushed under the rug, and they back on the farms, and they own the farms, and they own the cotton that they're farming. And now if we laugh at them today and call them cotton pickers, and now if we laugh at them today and call it slaves, it don't matter, because that's $1 trillion industry. And see, we laughed and picked at their ancestors for picking cotton, although we sent our quartermasters down to their farms during wartime and made them pick the cotton in order to pay the taxes that we levied on to them during wartime. And then from there, we called them slaves during wartime. But after wartime, we just kept them as the slaves, although we came over here on a boat with nothing, dirty, half dirty, stinking, musty. We came over here on the boats way, way, way after they supposedly, I don't know how you can tell the people how they got here when you got here after them. If you came here way after me, how you know how I got here? Now we seen you come through the port. You never saw me come through no port, but you know my story, and you just got here. You're 2 generations in. You 2 generations in. You have that. How dare you tell somebody who 25 plus generations in, documented, paper trailed, how they got here? You know why you know my boats, but don't know your boats. Anyway, I have to do the mind control on this group of people, and I'm gonna use music, right? We're gonna split up this nuclear family. And this is an unpopular take, as I've said, for everybody who's just coming in. We're chatting real quick. This ain't real quick, because I'm probably going to be on here for a while. I got my new battery. I'm trying to test it out. But please click like, because these are conversations that we need to have. We need to have with our friends and families, and we need to really know what's going on, especially in a time where you have the Ladinos. That was not a typo. I put Ladinos in my description for this video. It's not a typo. These are actually Ladinos. These are not Latinos. This is the deep state that's trying to draw people who have birthright citizenship out into the streets for war. Because that's the only way you can start a war. Then that makes us a part of World War III. See, you see what's going on, right? They're trying to start World War III already over in Iran. Iran and Israel trying to go back and forth with each other with their stupid nuclear missiles. Really, it's a dick slinging contest. Let's see who can sling the best nukes and destroy the buildings that were already empty. But we're gonna make it a theater though. Let's get some of these deep state niggas out in the street in order to make it real, because we don't give a damn about the land over in Iran and Israel for real. The land that we care about is America. That is really what needs to be destroyed. But we got to get these birthright citizenship people out in the streets fighting in order for us to really drop them nukes over there, in order for us to really release the Marines on them, as if as if yeah, they supposedly released the Marines on the Ladinos, and the Marines just stood there. The reason why the Marines just stood there looking fucking stupid when you could have been at home with your wife getting you some good head or something is because the Marines was not gonna do nothing to these guys in the first place. It was just a show of force. Now, had the Negroes been out there, then they would have enacted those Marines to shoot, kill, whatever. Now, whether they would have did it or not is another question. But they sure would have gave them orders to. They would have given them orders too. Now, that being said, with blacks, Negroes, coloreds all over America saying, hey man, this is not our fight, guys. See, that kind of puts a pin in what they have planned for us. I mean, that puts well, now we got to go and refigure out what to do, because we've already started the war across the theater across seas, but we got to make it match. We got to drag America into the theater that's going on across seas, right? And then we got to start nuking and killing Americans to make it seem like we're in a retaliation. Y'all did this to us, so we did this to them. And what better way to drag Black Americans out into the street? Because the white people, we tried to do it with the white people. Go back to the rally that the white people tried to throw. Was that back in April? Was it in April? The white people tried to throw a rally back in April, and they wanted the black people to participate. And the niggas was like, we're not coming out there. Stop calling our name. Go back and then parallel that to what was going on in the Iran conflict. See, they was trying to start World War III then. But you got to get us in the street, and you got to get them, and then we got to do it at the same time. But it didn't happen back in April. But now it's World War III again. So we in the streets over here in America. They just started shooting nukes yesterday. We supposed to be in the street right now today. And we at the house chilling. We on YouTube right now. And all the Negro content creators that are really about their life is saying, hey, this is not our fight. But I'm just here to break down, as an actual historian, how this stuff works. These theaters work. You drag America into what's going on in the Iran and Israel conflict, and then war breaks out here in America as a retaliatory thing for what America did to Iran and Israel. Although we're not over there, our president is over there. Our president played both sides of the fence. But a retaliatory thing, it doesn't matter that the president, because we trying to get the land in America. All of us together in a back room, already talking, planning how this is going to go. We have to start a conflict. We have to get these birthright citizenship people that legally has birthright citizenship out in the streets, pretending like they care, pretending like they're going to go against America, which if we go against ICE, if we go against the Department of Homeland Security, which is people who's supposed to protect our borders, if we get out in the streets and go against them, then we're going against America. And that starts a war. That starts a war on the land, because you can't go against America, especially if you don't have the power to overthrow them. If you don't have the power to overthrow them, and that man gonna outgun y'all man out there in the streets, then you just in the theater. You just got yourself put in the theater for no reason. Now you finna die. And the Ladinos that encourage you to come out in the streets, they on the sideline laughing at you getting killed out there in the streets. That's how it happens. That's how theaters happen. It happened during the Civil War. But if you don't know history, you will never see it repeat itself. History repeats itself all the time, whether you're the one who are vocalizing it or not. It's going to repeat itself regardless. But you got to see when the repeat happened. You got to be able to notice the refrain. But if you don't know what happened during the Civil War, what happened during World Wars, it happened during the Cold War, it happened during the Korean War, especially during the Korean War. They put black men on the front line, and the white guys were shooting them dead in the back of the head. But we're supposed to be fighting together, brother. But we came out here to fight you. This is a Korean War. This ain't our war. We just can't because we Americans. We the birthright people. We came over here to help, and then we got killed from the back. Same thing happened in the Civil War. Same thing happened during the World War. Same thing happened during the Korean Wars. Same thing they want to do now. World War III, they want to drag y'all out in the street. You're the one that's going to get shot in the back of the head. Because at the end of the day, they put all this money into splitting up the nuclear family so that they can control the mushroom industry, so that they can control the oil industry, so that they can control the pine nut industry, so that they can control the ports, so that they can control the granite, so that they can control the red clay, which is used to make concrete mixture. And if you don't have concrete, you don't have streets. If you don't have this particular concrete, you don't have asphalt. If you don't have asphalt, you don't have paved roads all over the world. If you don't have the American steel, you don't have a steel industry nowhere in the world. If you don't have American copper, you don't have electricity grids nowhere in the world. So you birthright citizenship people, you Negroes, you coloreds, you darkies, just as sure as you go out there in the street, they will start a war, and it will be us this time. Now, if I don't make sense to y'all, I know I make sense to a lot of you. All you got to be is a little bit of smart. All you got to be is a little bit smart to get what I'm saying. You want to avoid war at all costs. Why? Because you're trying to get your land back. You already know the T, especially if you've been on my channel for a small amount of time. You already know T. Share this with someone. Share this out. Click like as you come in and share this video out, because people can talk about this ain't our fight, but and I like that. But you got to have some people to break down why it ain't our fight. Not just because we don't like Ladinos. Ladinos is the deep state. Latinos want to be Ladinos. They all white together. Them ain't Mexicans out in the street. The Mexicans that I know were still running around cutting grass right now. They had missed the beat because they came over here the right way. The Mexicans I know still running their little restaurants and shit right now. You go get some tacos from them right now. They don't give a damn about that shit. Them ain't Mexicans out there. In fact, if we want to be very, very technical, the Mexicans I know, they ain't even come up here to America because they actually like Mexico. They're still in Mexico. They come up here to visit, and then they go back, and they look like me. They're very dark. They like their homeland. They like Mexico. They like living there. They like their culture there. They're not running to someone else's country to burn a flag in the street to cause chaos in order to start a deep state World War III. See, they don't get paid to do that. These paid distractors that's out here in the streets, the FBI know these niggas is paid. They know they're paid to do that. These aren't Mexicans in the street. These are people who are trying to draw Black Americans out in the street so that they can start a war. This is the same Democrat deep state, whatever you want to call them today, the same people that let all these people over across the border to go to war. You remember when we pointed out on this channel during the War on Woke morning show that we was doing in 2023, when we pointed out, hey, look at all these men coming across the border. Where are all the women? Hey, what was all these military age men coming across the border? Oh, is that look like that guy look like a UN peacekeeper? Oh, that guy look like a Sudanese soldier. Wait a minute now. Wait, go, whoa. I thought these people was coming for a better life. These are the very people, these soldiers, these military men that's burning these flags. These deep state military men, that's all they are. They're mercenaries, militiamen. These are not regular Mexicans that mow yard on the weekend. These are not regular Mexicans that got the taco stand. This is not them. These are mercenaries. They're drawing you out. They want to draw you out in the street, and they want to really start a war. See, they thought they was gonna do that here in Atlanta, and that shit got pushed out. Then they went up to Gwinnett, Duluth, and then tried to try. Now I don't know what they was gonna try another rally downtown Atlanta today. I'm not sure, but I know they tried to spark one up the other day, and it was an epic fail. And then they had to push it on up to Duluth, where it was enough for them at, and then to cause a scene. And they went around the Taco Bell, where they know a lot of Mexicans hang out. They tried to get the Mexicans up there in that area involved, and it was short lived. You know, they tried to throw stuff at police cars. You're not gonna throw stuff at these Georgia State Patrol people, because guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna lock your ass right on up, and baby, they're gonna smile while they're doing. They're gonna lock you up and smile about it. And so, that being said, the mind control, this all goes together, guys. Trust me. It all goes together. The mind control that is done, right, using music, you would need to use a person that is influential, or you would have to have enough money to make this person influential. And that's why when I say Diddy is CIA, it could be pros and cons to it. The con would be, you guys sat here with all of your Negro Black excellence power, and you pedestalized foreign women, and you pedestalized these girls in song, you pedestalized these girls in video. Then when Black American women pointed it out, you gaslit us and told us we was lying. You gaslit us and told us, no, it's just because we wasn't good enough. You gaslit us and told us, nah, it's just because we wasn't cute enough. You gaslit us and told us, nah, it's just because you're too loud, or you're too ghetto, or you're too this. A lot of gaslighting. When we said hoes were winning because we noticed that these Black guys with money and power start pedestalizing strippers. When we said, dang, these hoes are winning. I'm a good girl. I'm good classy girl. When we pointed that out, we was gaslit to hell. It's no, you lying. No, you just ain't good enough. No, wait, whoa. Now when I look at this P. Diddy trial, I'm trying to understand, how was there ever a girl from the Philippines, which is the poorest country, the poorest place in Asia? How's a girl ever from the Philippines and was able to be with supposedly 50 Cent, had a rich Black man before him who got her face done, had a baby by him, allegedly, according to 50 Cent's page, had a baby by him. So you secure for life. That's neither here nor there. Then you end up with another rich Black man. He got your booty done, your teeth done. So at the onslaught of you wasn't even cute. You had no body. You didn't have the fat ass you got now. You didn't even have nice teeth. You didn't even have a pretty face. You had 3 rich Black men that thought so much of you. A poor girl from the Philippines, that we're gonna invest all this money in you and let you be bounced around from rapper to rapper. And understand, they said you had a whole nother freak off with a whole nother rapper who supposedly showed up at the courthouse on yesterday and left. So that's 4 of the top Black rappers, well, three of the top black rappers, and another fourth black man with money that passed a poor Filipino girl around and gave her all the money she ever need to get by in life, period. This poor Filipino whore is one of thousands of full-fledged whores that literally got wiped up. Could make no mistakes about it. 50 Cent wanted the girl to be his wife. But then she chose up and went with somebody else who turned her into a freak-off whore, allegedly. You wanted a poor whore from let's call him Filipino. Poor whore from the Philippines to be your wife. And this is what I mean by mind control, deep state, using the industry to break up the black nuclear family. That happened in real time. We pointed it out. Some black men kept it P. Some black men saw the play and they stuck with their black American woman. They didn't flip. Some black and they still happy today with their black American wives and their black American kids. And really it's gonna take them. It's gonna take that group of people, that group of men who kept it P. They the only ones that can save our race, because guess what? These women start having so many babies by these wealthy black men with money. The whole NBA is half breed. Hey, look at the NFL draft today. Cause see, this expanded. It's stopping now with this Diddy trial. It started slowing down with what happened with Shannon Sharpe and that white girl and them white girls. But now with this Diddy trial, it's gonna come to a complete stop. But that's after the NFL draft, when you seen all those young black guys. Because young black guys are looking, everybody looks at black men with money and means. Everybody. And if we saw all of y'all, 90% of you guys, going with white, Asian, Latino, and not just the women didn't do it quietly either. The women started posturing themselves up above black American women and start talking shit to us online. I remember quite vividly, especially Latino women who started snagging these black ball players here in Atlanta for sure. They started acting like they was better than us because they had a black American husband and we didn't. And this was vocalized in many instances on live television, on social media, all over the place. It was us that pointed out that, hey, when the George Floyd thing happened and when these black men get shot in the street, you Latino women are never anywhere around to march. Where are you guys? Somewhere cooking fucking tacos? And then the black men start taking up for them and saying, oh, well, they cook and they clean and da-da-da-da-da. They cook and they clean. As if all women don't do that. You got someone, a poor girl, and gave her your wealth, a transfer of wealth, right? And that's what the deep state need. They need a transfer of wealth. They need these black men in power to change the mind of the young black men to say, this is the type of woman that you need. We'll dap you up only if you have this type of woman. If you have a regular black American woman, child, bye. Boy, bye. I think we're seeing this with Travis Hunter right now. That's why I said men are starting to wake up. That Shannon Sharpe situation, that really slowed people down, because had that Shannon Sharpe issue not slowed people down, nobody would have even cared about the white girl with Travis Hunter. Nobody would have cared. They wouldn't have put 10 on 2 like they put 10 on 2. But that whole draft was full of little black boys with these white girls and these just other girls. Same in the content creator space with these real popular black social media millionaires. These you know how much money these young black guys making on social media. Look at their girlfriends. Look at the girls that they're choosing. And so splitting up the nuclear family ties into the mind control program. That's what it was all about. That's literally what it was all about. And it's not me making it up. It's me reading the documents on the CIA website. It was an attack on the nuclear family, the black nuclear family. And so that attack is very much still happening today. And now we have to sit here and pick up the pieces of that attack. And I am in no way trying to not take accountability for whatever role Black American women played in Black men choosing other races of women. I don't know what role we played. I'm still trying to figure it out. I was in my 20s and 30s. I was in my prime when this was happening. And a lot of us was very fine. We didn't need extra surgery. We didn't need our booties done, our bodies done, our teeth done. We was already in the gym here in Atlanta. We already had nice natural bodies, pretty faces. We already had that and still got chosen over by somebody who came from a poor country. You got chosen over by a Dominican. Do they have running water down there? I know they have it on the resorts, but when you get down to the brass tacks, they still getting their water from outside too. It's still very much village like. So, whatever role Black American women played in that, whatever role we played in that, I know we called it out. And with this Diddy trial, all of these freak hoes that have hit the stand, one thing they got in common is they got money. They got millions now. And one thing these black guys got in common that's going to be drugged through the mud is they got foreign wives. They got foreign baby mamas. They got foreign wives. They got foreign children. And now you got less wealth, if any, if you'll be left with any. I don't know whether Dame Dash married a black lady. I doubt it. I highly fucking doubt it. But he just lost all his money. Every damn drip drop. Every drip drop. They just seized his whole. Looked like the only one that's protected was the one who married a black wife, Jay-Z. And he a foreigner himself, so he ain't even a Black American man. I mean, to an extent, yeah, but yeah. Well, I guess he is. He's just from the island. The island's still owned by the United States, but still, you get what I'm saying. He's from the island. So, whatever role we played it, but it's some accountability need to be taken, because I mean, from a Black American standpoint, the men gonna have to take accountability. You're really gonna have to hold this L, because another thing that happened with that was once you marry these foreigners, right? Once you marry them, they can now bring their whole entire family over here to America. And if I can just program that into you, that these women are better than yours, I can get you to marry who I need you to marry. And that'll justify. You done married one girl. One girl you done married, and 50 people came over just because you married one girl. And then that one girl gonna put her cousin, her sister, onto your brother. Now your brother got him a Dominican girl or Latino girl or whatever girl, Asian. Because look like the Latino girls started getting switched out for the Asian girls. And look, now your brother got him one because that's what everybody want. We got to have it. We got to have it. Like the skin tone. They just like the skin tone. Yeah, she ugly in the face. Yeah, her face looks Down syndrome because her eyes is hooded over just like a Down syndrome person. However, she still got the complexion, boy. She got that complexion. I get her some ass. Don't worry about that, boy. You can fix all that up. That's what you need on your arm. You fix up before you make her arm candy, but still. Now she gonna bring 50 more people over. And next thing you know, you're adding to, and see, that's why I said accountability will need to be taken, because now you have added to the problem, and really, you just really just added to the immigration problem. And I feel like this is all by design, because we know we couldn't get the black women to do it. A few sprinkles of them marry out that's outside their race, but really, it is way too many black women just sat on the sideline like I be dead, including me. I ain't even gonna exclude myself. I keep me a black boyfriend though, but a lot of us just sat on the sideline like, do I want to be married bad enough to marry these white men that's in my DM? No. No. Y'all know how I talk online? If I showed y'all my DM with as much blackness that I have displayed on this channel, the amount of whites that think they could hop in my DM, y'all to be amazed. Like, all the black girls now, why her? Hey, they turned on by Black history. I don't know what it is. To me, it gives agent. But to an average black girl, it'd be like, maybe they just turned on by Black history. I don't know. Maybe they just like girls who code switch. If they know a girl is got some ghetto in her, boy, that turned them on. I don't know whether that's some slave play they got in their mind. I don't know what they got in their mind. I don't know what they think it is. I don't know what they think it is. Maybe it is some slave play. Maybe they got some slave play fantasy in their mind. Because I know Shannon Sharp and that white girl, they were doing some slave play shit. So I think maybe these white guys, when they reach out to black women, maybe they got some slave play stuff in their mind, and they got the fantasy, and they just want to shoot their shot with you because they see you online and you know the history, so you probably can play a good slave. And I could be tripping, but maybe I'm not. However, with this P. Diddy trial, it's going to put a halt to a lot of stuff. And as I told y'all on the last show, please click like in here, guys. As I told y'all on the last show, I went through that group of websites that, they call one website, I understand. But when I went to that one website, it led me to a group of websites, guys. There was all these websites, guys, there ain't no black women on them sites. These are foreign women. And the black men started cherry picking foreign women that were porn stars. Full-fledged. I mean, not even strippers. Like the Dominican women was the strippers. But the Asian women took it a whole nother notch up. They're not even getting on no stripper pole. They straight porn. How many rappers marry Asian women? How many rappers marry white women? How many actors? At one point, it's so many people marry Asians. Thank you so much for the super chat. Please support the channel. Thank you, Chief Basspo, for the super chat. I appreciate the support. If you like this kind of content, please support your favorite content creator. Anyway, how many of them did not keep it P and went running to foreign women when it became popular due to the fact that the CIA put it in music? Long hair, thick red bone. That's the era this is a long hair, thick red bone era. But very quickly, see, it got switched out from light skinned women, because dark skinned women and light skinned Black American women, we don't really have no back and forth with each other. Like colorism is not between Black American dark skinned women and Black American light skinned. We don't have no beef. Like most countries, the dark skinned women and the light skinned women have beef. We don't have that here in America. We never had it. It's an unspoken thing with us. The Black men pointed out, but it's kind of unspoken. I'm not gonna openly beef with her. But what happened was, what brought it to a head was when curly hair mixed light skinned women came in the picture, and that started beef between us. It wasn't just the regular light skinned girl; it was the mixed ones with curly hair. That started to be between us. So when accountability come into place, we will have to take accountability for that beef that we had amongst ourselves when Black men start choosing based on what they heard in the rap songs. We started to beef with each other then. Because the light-skinned girls with the curly hair, they start taking over the natural hair industry, and they came in with looser curl patterns, and then they was fully mixed. They was half-breeds. And then we started to fool out like, bitch, when we created the natural hair movement, we was clearly not talking about you. Now, where the fuck you come from? And then Black men start choosing them, and then next thing you know, they got pushed out the way for Dominicans, and then next thing you know, the Dominicans got pushed out the way for the whites, and then the whites got pushed out the way for the Asians. Because the whites came in with the whole Kardashian butt era. But it's interesting that they don't put that kind of stipulation on other races of men. Do they put in country music for white men to go and snag Asian women or Black women? Do they put that in any other genre of music for white men? I I don't know. Because the mind control program is not for them. The mind control program is for those of you with birthright citizenship. We got to control you guys. It's you all that we have to control. And y'all own this heir's property. We got to get you up out of it. It's a lot of people getting it back. We see it, so we got to turn up the ante, and we got to make these content creators who are willing to get these racially ambiguous women, make them famous, push them out in the forefront, just to make the new Black girls, just to put the young Black girls who are coming up through the ranks, to put them in their place, to know that they too will not get chosen by a Black man for marriage. The young girls in their 20s, the young Black girls, Black American girls in their 20s now, they are trying to now humble them just like they humbled my generation with this long hair, thick, red bone scenario. They are now trying to humble these young Black American girls now, so that they won't get chosen for marriage and protection by a man. By pushing all the content creators out in the front who only deal with racially ambiguous girls. You can't name one with a full Black girl. You can't name one. And see, I think the reason why I think this ties in together is because we're about to get into it now. During the era where all the Black women was going missing, 2018, 2019, nobody cared about us, right? Nobody cares about Black American women. So we started going missing. And people started, it's 2018 through 2020, it was so many Black American women and girls went missing. And no rallies happened. Nobody cared, right? And just simultaneously, these types of studies started happening. Simultaneously. A North American first, July 9th. Live birth from deceased donor. Uterine transplant at Cleveland Clinic. People's uterus started going missing. People's uterus started going missing. Run off. Look at that. Oh. So that one group of people can have babies. And it's just so, I mean, it's so many articles like this, guys. So many articles like this. January 18, 2019, scientists create uterine stem cells for the first time. Guys, look. Scientists create uterine stem cells for the first time. 2019. This is why I think this is all connected. Thank you for the super chat, Roy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Here's the thing. If you push these girls, us, out, unprotected, no husband, just a long situationship with a boy who needs help, and you're his mother, you his whatever, savior, whatever. You're paying half the rent, or whatever kind of situation you're in, and you're not getting married, and then you break up, and then you out there by yourself again. You're a Black American woman, and they know you are the one with the stem cell that we need. Then what happens? See, they're not looking for mixed women. They're not looking for no other women but Black American women. They're not looking for Black Caribbean women, because a lot of them mix with African. They're not looking for African women. They're not looking for South American women. They're not looking for darkies over in Europe. They're not looking for nobody in Asia. It's the Asians that are on the precipice of the research, and whites. They notice that Black American stem cells are different. Now, in all women, the uterus is regenerative, but the specific stem cells that they need is a cure-all. And so, before the lockdowns happened, Black American girls start being snatched off the street, and it's almost as if they knew out of all these, it's a melting pot right over here. It's many different races of Black women over here, but it's just so happened they actually knew who the Black American girls were. And when you go look at the names of the people who were snatched off the street, these are very much Black American girls. These aren't girls with names Ula, Obaba, Ola Baba Way. These were Black American girls. What these girls use for stem cell research, I want to show y'all something else. Cause we in here now, Let's break this down. Let's break this down and keep up. Because so far we've talked about mind control. We've talked about the nuclear family. We've talked about the commodities on the land. We've talked about how Black American men were coerced to date outside their race, marry outside their race. We're talking about now, at this point in the show, we're talking about how Black American girls and women start being snatched off the street before COVID hit 2018, 2019, 2020 by the droves. Started being snatched off the street by the droves. How stem cell research simultaneously improved. That's what we're talking about now. How uterine transplants simultaneously started happening. That's where we are right now in this at this juncture of the show. So I'm about to show y'all a video. Let me do this real quick. I'm about to show y'all something that I saw on. Let me get this. Because we unpacking. This is what we call unpacking. Please click like in here. Get some people in here. Um, this is let's we're unpacking this really quickly and see whether Diddy had a role in some of this. See how it all ties in together. We can unpack it. Let me show y'all something.
I'm scared to post this, but I need to document it for my own safety. What I'm about to say is about stem cells, autism, and is happening tomorrow in New York City. A man invited me to watch a non FDA approved medical procedure on two autistic patients from Bangladesh using stem cells and exosomes, supposedly in a building on Fifth Avenue. He told me he'd pay for my Uber and he said it's off label and it happens thousands of times a week. When I started asking questions that about how legal it is and the ethics, he blocked me. He blocked me not only on my number but on the website that I found him on. I have pictures of him. This isn't just unethical. It could be illegal. I don't know if the patients consented. I don't know if their families understand. I do know they're autistic and they're vulnerable and they're being brought here from another country for something that sounds completely unregulated. I've tried reporting it to the FDA. I'm posting this now for public record. Please share this. This cannot stay in the dark.
So how deep did the stem cell research go? When I was doing my dissertation in college in 2006, it was on stem cell research. And my paper was so good that it started being floated around in the science community. I was just a little girl at an HBCU, but I had the ability to do very good research. And I was at that time I was talking about stem cell research and stem cells from the uterus and um, possibly having the ability to cure cancer. That was my paper in college in 2006 with stem cells from the uterus being able to cure cancer. And now we have 2025 people coming out, people coming out saying, hey, stem cells can cure autism. And what we have here is a situation where a lot of black women went missing. And I want y'all to be aware that I put in American History book volume 2 about Henrietta Lacks. Her stem cells, her cells from the uterus is what gave rise to the nuclear program because of how the cells kept splitting. Those were uterine cells. And so Miss Loretta Pleasant research has always put a target on Black American women. That's why I say they've already tried to do this with African women. They've already tried to do this with other races of women. But they discovered something in Black American women. What they discovered is our bodies are made up of from the minerals that's in the land, from us ingesting the minerals that are here in this land. That makes up the chemical makeup of our bodies. And based on how our bodies have conformed to these chemical makeups over the millennia, over centuries, it has made us a certain type of way. It has made us immune to certain things. It has made our body naturally build barriers to certain things. It has made our cells, our DNA, our ribonucleic acid, it has made us a certain way. And the medical field knows that it's a cure-all. Because this old memory in the uterine cells, in the stem cells, can reverse lots of things, including autism. Now, what this also makes me ask is, if the Black American female uterus can cure autism, if the Black American female uterus, guys, they've already started shooting stem cells from the uterus in people's heart. They're heart patients, that they're using stem cells from somebody's uterus to cure heart problems. So my stem cells can cure somebody else's heart problems, but can't cure mine. So my stem cells, guys, can cure somebody else's problems, can cure somebody else's autism, but I can birth a child with autism. You got to make it make sense. So how is my child getting what's called autism? That's the question that will have to be asked. Well, if this cures autism, then how is my child getting autism? They're not getting it from my womb. So did you shoot them with something? Is this an inoculation that gave them autism? You got to make it make sense. Hold on, guys. I got to plug in my computer. My battery's not going dead, but my computer battery may go dead. Hold on. Let me go off screen and come back on screen real quick. Let me go off screen and come back on screen real quick, guys. This is going to be real quick. I just don't want my computer to die. I hope y'all following along. Please click like and share the video. We're going to get into some things. We're going to be on here for a while. We're going to be on here for a while. Hold 1 second. Hold my mule. Hold my mule. Hold my mule. Okay, that should be good now. That should be good now. It should be. I should be good now. Hold my mule, guys. All right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Good now. So are y'all following? I hope y'all following along so far. Plug this back in. So for everybody who's keeping up, if I can make you not like this group of women, if I can make their men, y'all, it's storming bad outside. If I can make their men turn away and we can isolate this group of girls, right? We can isolate this group of women. We can tell them, we can mess with them mentally. We can tell them that you're not wanted. We can keep them being the most disrespected. We can keep them single. We can keep them isolated. We can even make it to where we can have them fight for femininity, female empowerment, and then we can turn around and spit in their face and say they're not feminine enough. That's why their men don't want them. Well, wow. We're the ones who taught you guys how to cook, and we're going to tell them that they're not good enough because the other women cook. As if we didn't teach them how to cook. We're going to tell them that they don't clean, as if we're not the cleanest people walking the face of the earth. We're gonna use any excuse to gaslight them into a state where they have to be in fight or flight. And now, because we have them in fight or flight, now they may cause diabetes just on themselves. The stress, they're gonna be stressed for sure, because they're in fight or flight. That's gonna cause all kind of issues, just being in fight or flight all the time and not being able to live in your femininity because a man is taking care of you, because you feel protected by a Black American man, the ones that you want, because you get to birth them, you're raised with them, they went to the schools that you went to growing up. And I'm not saying it's all Black American women and all Black American men. I'm a firm believer that the Black American man who kept it P, who married a full Black American woman, I ain't talking about no first generation Black American or no second generation Black. I'm talking about the ones who great grandparents have been over here. That group of married people will have to save our race. They the only ones that can do it. They're the only ones that can turn this thing around and let the Black guys know y'all made a mistake by marrying all these foreign women, because you left all these girls unprotected. We never protest in the street for all these Black girls that went missing. We didn't do it. The men didn't do it. The men did not do it because you got a Latino wife sitting there. You got an Asian wife sitting there, and she dare you to move. She dare you to lift a finger as it relates to the issues that surrounds Black American women being snatched up, having their stem cells removed in droves, having testing done to us when we're pregnant. You know, there was a Senate hearing on May 21st that a lot of people missed about COVID and the vaccine. In this hearing, an OBGYN doctor, a white guy, an old white man, displayed the kind of passion that I display when I talk about history. He said that 90-something% of women who took the vaccine while they were pregnant had miscarriages. And he said the pharmaceutical companies intentionally pushed the vaccine onto women who were pregnant and said it was safe because they knew if they used marketing by saying women who are pregnant can take the vax, then they know it would automatically look as if it was safe for everybody else to take it, because this is the most vulnerable group and it's safe for them. And he said that alone made people in droves come and take the vax. Now, if we remember during this era, who this vaccine was being pushed on, it was being pushed on Black Americans. It was being pushed on us. And we know that it was being pushed on us by the amount of deaths that happened in our community. This hearing was so key. This hearing should have been, they should have stopped the whole world to show this hearing. You had cardiologists there. You had everybody there. All these white men who were going in about what this vaccine did to Americans, and Black Americans in particular was the highest rate of deaths out of all people all across the world. And America had the highest rate of deaths out of all demographics all across the world. So that means all across the world during a global lockdown, Black American people are again targeted for death. The OBGYN, the gynecologist, said that the spiked protein enters the uterus and specifically goes through the uterus to the unborn baby and put these spikes all in the baby and just dismantle. He said it dismantles the fetus. They said when they did, the cardiologist said when people were dying of COVID and they cross sectioned the body and looked at the heart, he said the hearts looked like they had exploded because of the spikes in the protein. He said hearts looked like they had been set on fire and just ripped to shreds. But these people, on their death certificate, it said died of COVID. They started vaccinating people. I'm looking at this hearing. They started vaccinating people in 2020. Mind you, they said to us the vaccine didn't really get released until 2021. So that means when the lockdown started in 2020 and people were shot up in hospitals and put on ventilators, they were already experimenting with the vaccine. The vaccine was being shot in people at that point. When they told us we could not go into the hospital rooms, y'all have to go back and watch this Senate hearing from this year, May 21st. They said the ventilators helped the spike protein destroy people and kill them. They said they figured out that it was the wrong protein. The spike protein was the wrong protein to put in the vax, and they didn't remove it. This is a Senate hearing, guys. So, if you were being targeted, while you were being targeted, there were these tests that were happening. And somehow the uterus itself, out of all the spike protein that destroyed the actual fetus, guess what went unscathed? The actual uterus. The actual uterus went unscathed. Because guess what the uterus does? Sheds. It sheds every month. So the pregnant woman who just got a vax, who had a miscarriage, what was supposed to kill her by way of uterine cancer, it just shed out. And that is the power that they were trying to bottle up. And they said, well, if this can happen, then we can take these cells, just like they did during the Henrietta Lacks with the German scientists when they came over here and started ripping Black American women's bodies apart based on their findings in Henrietta Lacks, Loretta Pleasant. This group of Asian and white scientists started doing it to Black American women during the same era. 2018 till now. Now, on the back end, there's a lot of other stuff going on with this whole trafficking situation. And the blood, which the blood is used to extract the stem cells out. And we talking about P. Diddy, and we putting all this together with the Pizzagate and all of these things that we've heard but never really unpacked. I'm thinking of something, guys. I'm thinking of something. When I was looking at on the last show that I did, when I was looking at the tattoo on Diddy's back of the Haitian Voodoo, the Haitian goddess, right? Who they, sacrifice things to. The Haitian goddess of love, right? Who you could easily sacrifice semen or blood to. What if they're doing both, right? In Haitian Voodoo, and I know this because I heard the girls talk about it, they put blood in spaghetti. Latino women, Haitian women, they all the same down there in Latin America. When they want to do voodoo on somebody, they put blood in the spaghetti. They put their period blood in spaghetti. But what if this correlates to the actual Pizzagate that we've heard? I never really paid a lot of attention to the Pizzagate situation, but I know that it's dealing with children. But what if all of this is tied in together now? What if they started using these Black American girls' blood for something along the lines? Now with the semen thing, or with the Diddy and them, having the guys nut on the girls, and then they sit there and they play in the semen or do whatever with the semen. Semen is also a life force. So essentially, guys have this, this superpower called semen. It's stored in their epididymis. And in the epididymis stores the semen, and the epididymis is like these tubular things. You know how your nutsack look wrinkled, but the epididymis is this crinkly. I don't know, the male body was my favorite thing to look at in gross anatomy, because it's very interesting. It's a very interesting body. The epididymis has the semen stored there, right? And then the prostate has a fluid that covers the semen, right? It protects the semen from bacteria. And so you need this powerful fluid from the prostate to wrap around this little baby that you have in your nutsack. To be graphic, this little baby that you have in your nutsack is then wrapped in the fluid, and you ejaculate the fluid, right? You got a baby there. You have in fact, semen can move. It has receptors. Sensory receptors. It can smell. That's how powerful semen is. It's an actual life force. It's the actual baby. The semen is the actual baby. It literally can smell. It has all the receptors. In fact, semen has the same sensory receptors that's in the human nose. Because the semen, I don't know, I didn't mean to turn this into a gross anatomy show, but semen smells its way around the female vagina and up to in the swimming motion, because it has the ability to move. It swims and smells its way to the egg in the female body. And so now you have this group of people in this porn industry that's only using Black men to have sex with these Asian, white women on film. And they've said so many times in this case, when the escorts leave, when the sex workers leave, they take the semen and then they go in another room and they play in the semen. Are they playing in the semen, or are they doing something else? Are they doing something? Are they running some types of studies? Are they bottling up some of the semen and putting it in a little section, incubator? They clone Tyrone. AI. Could be artificial intelligence or artificial insemination. Am I going somewhere here, guys? Am I ringing a bell? Is any bells being rung? Are they doing something with the semen? I showed y'all one picture from this website. I don't think I'm gonna put it back up. But these are all types of Black men that they're using for these freak off showdowns with these white and Asian women who are the least fertile out of all women on the planet. It wasn't until It wasn't until the lockdowns, the COVID lockdowns, that we start seeing Asian women pregnant. We want to keep it all the way at 100. We didn't really see that prior to then. But what if this Pizzagate stuff is tied into all of this stuff? That's what I'm trying to say. What if it's tied into the black men's semen that they're getting? What if this sex trafficking thing is kind of tied into this too? Because that deity that's on his back also has this 7 swords, where that's the blood sacrifice by way of 7 swords. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's in the Holy Bible. That's why Jesus was pierced in his side with a sword, because he lived by the sword. He was, he would call in plays too. He wasn't just, a regular guy walking around doing miracles. No, he could get you gone too. So, the 7 swords could be tied into this sex trafficking, these child trafficking rings. I'm ringing a bell here. I hope. I'm not trying to crack a case. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to alert us so that we can continue to protect ourselves, just like I alerted us throughout this whole COVID saga. At one point, I was the only single person on the internet, period, telling people not to take the bags. I was the only single person on the internet, period, at the beginning of 2020 when this shit popped off in my hometown, telling people, hey, this is fake. Don't go in the hospital. They're going to kill you. They're doing something weird right now. This is a common cold. It's E229. This is a novel virus. That means they created it. I was the only one calling it out. And I really very much so got a lot of videos taken down. And now their whole Senate here is saying the very same thing. And some of these doctors didn't catch on to 2023. They didn't catch on to 2022. What I was saying about the spike protein. Literally causing blood clots. Now, I ain't no way a little Negro that went to an HBCU could call it out before actual people in the field. No, the reason why it ain't that you could not call it out, is that you did not call it out because a play was being ran. I didn't know a play was being ran. I was just trying to protect myself and my family and my people. But you knew a play was being ran. It ain't that you didn't have the knowledge. A spike protein ain't no good to shoot in your body. When most people, actual blood cells do not have spike proteins on them, you can't add that to nobody's bloodstream. You know what's going to happen. It's going to spike the blood. It's going to deflate the blood, and it's going to cause clots. I said that verbatim on my show multiple times. Each and every last one of those videos got flagged and deleted and struck and all this kind of shit. And now it's out in the open public domain. But that's after so many people have died. Millions of us died. So we died. We was being tested, and now they're trying to get us out in the streets for a World War III. Let's also make note, guys. Let's also make note of this while we're at it. Let's also make note of this. Let me show y'all this video. Let me show y'all this video of what's going on. These rings, guys. These rings all over America. Please look at this. This happened in TD Jake's hometown the other day. Like I said, I was supposed to do a show yesterday and come on and talk about this. Please support the channel if you like this, because y'all already know this video ain't gonna get monetized. I already know. I already know this ain't gonna get monetized. Also, I do have a few slots left open for land search. Up on the website right now. It's only a few slots up there because I I was able to finish some client files, so I just opened a few of them back up. Just land search only on HelloPlants.com right now. For those of you, you know, if you know, you know. Look at this, guys, in TD Jakes' hometown. Look at all these people. Operation Soteria Shields 2025. 109 children rescued. Huge child trafficking rings are being what if these guys, and then look, as you can see, it's all races of men, and some ain't been found, but you got the names, but they're just so tiny it's hard to see. Does all this tie in together? Does it all tie in, guys? Let's go video.
Sex offenders, but it also shows how widespread that crime is in North Texas. The Dallas FBI office, along with some of the 70 law enforcement agencies that all participated, announced the results of what they called Operation Soteria Shield. Here's our JD Miles.
These are the faces of the 244 men and women charged with exploiting children for the purpose of sex trafficking or pornography. It's the end of a month-long investigation by federal and local law enforcement of a crime that authorities say is a year-round problem.
The numbers of offenders arrested and the children rescued in this operation are stunning. It's stunning to hear them repeated here.
109 children were rescued by Operation Soteria Shield, which began in April.
During this operation, many of the children recognized or rescued were previously unidentified. They had never been reported missing. They had never had their abuse known to authorities.
The operation not only led to arrests and rescues, but also to the seizure of terabytes of child abuse sex material through a collaborative effort that started 10 years ago and now includes 70 Texas law enforcement agencies.
What started as a small team with a bold idea has grown into something very powerful.
In a lot of these cases, authorities say the sex offenders never actually meet their victims face to face, but instead use technology to coerce them into sending explicit images and videos. The head of the Dallas FBI office says the methods used are not just involving social media, but also online gaming systems.
So I think for many of us, I'll speak for my generation, we were raised to be concerned about faceless strangers that might try to contact us or cause us harm on the street. But we've moved past that. Again, predators have access to our children in our home through technology.
Authorities urge families to use parental controls on any devices kids use and be aware there are more faces like these still out there. In Dallas, JD Miles, CBS News.
It also should be noted that a bust just happened like that in Florida as well. They had a huge child trafficking bust that happened in Florida as well. And speaking of busts, at the same time that all of this is happening, this happened here in Atlanta. Enough fentanyl to kill 4 times the Georgia population. This just happened, guys. 4 times the population. These huge drug seizures are happening. Huge drug seizures. So now how would a Negro get enough fentanyl in his possession to kill 4 times the Georgia population? Niggas don't make fentanyl. And he was housing it at some big pretty houses here in Atlanta too. I'm just saying the P. Diddy trial is going on simultaneously, but the pro to it, because I said it was pros and cons if he was CIA. The pro to it is if he is CIA. And he was doing these things but never participating in them. or in order to bust other people, then bravo. Because what I noticed is even when they brought up Fahim Muhammad name yesterday, they didn't say Diddy would call Green Hill in order to give Fahim Muhammad the money to buy drugs. They didn't say Diddy would call Green Hill in order to buy drugs. Fahim Muhammad will call Green Hill in order to buy drugs. So in this whole RICO, Diddy hands was clean. He wasn't even his real name. He wasn't Sean Combs making these transactions. He was Frank Black. Even when he was effing the prostitutes, he somehow. And this is very much this, like I said. If he is CIA's pros and cons, evidently, because his name was never on none of this. His hands was remain clean. Fahim Muhammad is the one that would get drugged down. And see, when we're dealing with a RICO case, just like when we were, thank you for the super chat, Miss Jane. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Thank you, guys. Please support this type of content, because y'all know this type of talking, you don't hear it every day. You don't hear it every day for a reason, baby, because people don't really want their channels demonetized. Content creators are on here, you know, you gotta pay the bills. You gotta pay these internet bills and lights, camera, action, and they don't want to toe the line and talk about these conversations that they know are going to get their video demonetized anyway. We like to take risks because we take these conversations into our families and say, hey, don't do XYZ. You know, we got to protect ourselves. A lot of us was protected during COVID. We didn't take the shot. We didn't get inoculated. They said during that Senate hearing, 80% of the population got inoculated, and 20% of the population didn't take the shot. We part of the 20%. We probably started the 20%. And they said there was a COVID cartel, a whole cartel of people offing people during COVID. They said that during the Senate hearing. And the senator who announced the COVID cartel said the COVID cartel was even giving him death threats. It's like, wowzers. Now, like I was saying, Diddy was able to keep his hand real clean, squeaky clean. But boy, yesterday they said they entered those, and the judge accepted the entries. So that means next week this stuff will be talked about. And just like the YSL RICO, when everybody was looking at, well, the YSL RICO was a state RICO. This is not the feds. The only reason why people was even watching that trial was because it was Young Thug. However, that's state, baby. The federal government is not coming after you unless they already know they got you. They ain't losing. Epstein was just tried again and charged for some more shit the other day. Or was that Weinstein? Epstein, one of the Steens, was just tried again in the same district up in New York. Thursday. Gave him another verdict, guilty of something else that's sex related. However, so Diddy hands will remain clean. However, Fahim Muhammad is going to get drugged next week because they're entering these things into evidence, right? And so they're going to read these messages, and they've already built the case. That means he is one of the co-conspirators. That means there will be with these RICOs, it's all these individual defendants, right? So it's the United States versus P. Diddy, and that's probably going to be a case of the United States versus Fahim Muhammad. But with that being said, if we tie the CIA thing in, it's probably multiple cases that's tied into this RICO that's happening now. That's they started talking about on yesterday the evidence that they found at the California house for the first time. They started talking about it yesterday. Now they found those bottles of baby oil. I got baby oil today too, y'all. This time I have to pay my rent with this. Pay my mortgage. I have to pay my property insurance. I'm gonna have to start using this to pay my insurance, guys. Y'all ain't giving me no super chats. So anyway, um, damn, somebody said Bartholomew had it cracking in Georgia. Shh. Who he was with though? Who he was with? Anyway, they started entering this stuff into evidence, and so they found all those bottles of baby oil, but they found 800 bottles of Astroglide, which is why I brought in the child trafficking Pizzagate thing, right? Because see, baby oil is not used for sex. Baby oil is just used for the look. And really, baby oil don't even look good on white people, so you can't see it on white people. You can see it on black men, though. You can see it on dark-skinned people, right? It's just a look. But actual Astroglide is designed for sex. Astroglide is what the gay guys use to go into each other's booty holes, right? Astroglide is what you use to go into a hole that is not wet. And if you're dealing with underage kids, then that would make sense why you would have 800 bottles in one house of Astroglide. They confiscated his what do you call it? The room with all the electronics in it, with all the cameras. They confiscated all of that. Right? So you have faces, people's faces that have done some crazy, wild stuff. All of his files, whole databases of stuff they confiscated from Diddy's Los Angeles home, which could have been really, really used to bust a ring in Dallas. Because in Diddy's spiritual advisor in Dallas, I don't know. I'm just making the connection. I'm just unpacking it. I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to break the case. I'm just unpacking it. I'm gonna let the feds do their job. The feds all have already done their job, probably. But I think, like I said from the start, I don't think this case is just about Diddy. I think they was trying to take bigger people down. And we can see with this drug bust that just happened in Atlanta, this is one of many that's going to happen. He had enough fentanyl to kill 4 times the population. The fentanyl is made in China. So Bartholomew is not going to be the only person getting taken down. They're going to take down the people who gave Bartholomew the drugs. They're going to take down the people who the supplier came from. In fact, Bartholomew had this like Jewish chain. They confiscated out of all the stuff that they could have confiscated in this house. They confiscated like this Jewish chain. It's a lot of people going down. All I'm saying is these child trafficking rings that are being taken down for the first time ever could be a direct correlation for something that they found on Diddy's databases. Could be a direct correlation for something they found in Diddy's files. And all this stuff could be connected. I think bigger people are being taken down. And shit, about time. Because seeing a ring like this being taken down, you just made the streets safer. And in the last administration, if they knew these people were operating, why didn't they put all these, government agencies together to take these people down? You clearly knew what was going on. Or were you a part of it? Or were you a part of it? And are politicians being taken down? Or taken out? Or trying to move away to escape? I think all that Astroglide shit, I think the reason they keep bringing that up is because they're probably using that on children. They're probably using that to penetrate children. Or regular girls or boys. Teenagers, teenage boys, teenage girls. A teenage girl cannot get wet. You can't arouse a teenage girl. You can't kidnap somebody and arouse them. That's why you would need all that Astroglide. You're not sitting there playing with Astroglide. You don't make products. You don't have a business where you make products. If they came and found some shit in my house, 80 bottles of freaking orange oil, which is, it's not like this type of oil, but you get what I'm saying. I make products, so you're gonna find some oil. But this guy don't make no products. He don't have no business that make products, that make skincare products. You don't even use Astroglide on skin. It's created for sex. Astroglide is found in sex shops. That's where you find it. That's where you got to go find it. That's where you get the same aisles that you get the edible oils from and all that. That's where the Astroglide is. Thank you so much for the super chat, Gremlins. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks for supporting the channel. That's where you get it from, guys. You get it from the sex store. So y'all been really playing with children. And was Diddy able to wipe his hands of it? Was he able to just make an environment for these people to do it and watch them do it so that they can go down? Or was you doing it too? Because even with the girls, even during the freak-offs, I don't think they have mentioned a freak-off yet. Out of a month, how long has this trial been going on? Almost 2 months, seems like. A month and a half, a month and 2 weeks. All the scenarios from the freak-offs from all the different girls. Diddy was on the sidelines, beating off and watching. So that's what I mean by CIA. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. It's giving CIA to me. It's giving Central Intelligence. The way y'all was able to change the music, the way y'all was able to parade these girls around in all these black women faces, and then sit here and spin the narrative as if we was crazy when the whole world is watching black American men with money and means and power. The whole world watches y'all, including your women. The way y'all gassing at us like we was goddamn crazy, but pointing out, knowing y'all wasn't marrying us for real, knowing y'all was literally cherry picking other races of women who had nothing, who offered nothing, who could barely speak English, and you started fetishizing that, and then they put this fetish in porn. This exact fetish that they was parading in our faces. They called it a freak off. And literally, it's 8 porn sites. And those are just the 8 porn sites that I saw. It's no telling how many porn sites are on the dark web from these freak offs that these industry guys, these famous guys do with this demographic of girls that we've been pointing out for years. That we knew y'all were choosing up on them girls, choosing down, whatever, choosing whatever, and then try to make like, oh, it's because black women ain't XYZ. No, we was XYZ. You just did that because Diddy and them boys was doing that. But you didn't even understand the bigger picture that these boys work for the government. They supposed to control your mind and make you do that because we need you to be away from that girl so we can get her stem cells. We need you to not care about that black American girl, but especially not procreate with her. Especially not marry her. You need to have some kids with somebody who foreign and marry somebody foreign so we can get some more of them people over here because we can't trying to X your kind out because we need your heirs property. We need all that from you. Up at you. We need it up at you. And see, while you're asleep, we're planning multiple ways to get it up at you. But we ain't going to just discard your girls. We going to discard them in a way where we can get all of their stem cells. it'll probably behoove us to go back and get another watch of They Clone Tyrone real quick, because there was this underground facility, and I'm thinking, I saw in They Clone Tyrone where they had some people that was just laid out as if they were dead, but they was alive. I know they was running tests on people, but with They Clone Tyrone, of course, they had the AIs in the incubator, right? And then on the other side of the facility, they had these tests that they were running on people, on women and on men. And they had these tests that they was doing with the powder, the white powder. But I'm thinking I saw, and I need to go back and watch the movie. I'm thinking I saw somebody laid out alive but dead. Which they say one of the drugs that Diddy uses, they keep calling the drug out ketamine. Keep calling the drug out. They said that drug, if it's taken in certain quantities, can do the same thing. It will lay you flat. You will think you're dead, but you'll very much have vitals. Now you'll have vitals enough for us to cock your legs open and get that uterus out. Because we need to keep you alive in order to take your organs out. You need to have a heartbeat. Now, if you so happen to lose your heartbeat, we can put you on a ventilator to give you another heartbeat. We need the blood to keep flowing while we take your organs out, while we scrape. We literally need the walls. We literally need to scrape the walls of your uterus. When you go to the OBGYN, you know how they clip a sample of your... I don't even think black men know the stuff that they do to us when we go to the OBGYN. They literally clip off a piece of our uterus, guys. Call it a sample. We need a uterine sample. And then it'll give us enough anesthesia to where it does not hurt. But they need to do that to see whether we got uterine cancer. The same uterus that stem cells have the ability to cure cancer. The same uterus that stem cells have the ability to cure autism. The same stem cells that was used to create the pharmaceutical industry, Henrietta Lacks stem cells. So did they use some of these stem cells to create the vaccine? Because just as you can use stem cells to make a cure-all weapon, you can actually use it to make a bioweapon, a kill-all weapon. With the ability to split, mitosis, meiosis, with the ability to split, how these cells split. Wouldn't that be the same ability for this shot, this spike protein shot, to get in your body and start replicating? Wouldn't that be the same exact mechanism for anybody with a science background like myself? That's the same mechanism. I'm just saying. What all were we used for? Is my question. Is the question that I have for today. What all were we used for? Black medical apartheid. Medical apartheid for sure. They take a clip, guys, and just take off a piece of our uterus when we go to the OBGYN. So, and They Clone Tyrone, was something like that also going on? But instead of just taking and clipping a piece, was you clipping off the whole thing? Did you have some kind of, because they also get a sample, like they put this very real long Q-tip looking thing up us, guys, and they scrape around our uterus. I feel like if black men cared about us enough as a whole, and they knew some of the shit we was going through when we go to the OBGYN, this long fucking thing, you rarely see black men going in. I ain't saying none of them though, because some of them really keep it pee and really be trying to protect us. But for the ones who don't, I mean collectively, the ones who do does not have a bigger voice for the ones who to influence the ones who don't. But this big long thing they sticking us, guys, and they just scrape around in the uterus to get a sample of it. And it wasn't until recently that an OBGYN came out and said, if you go to an OBGYN and you're pregnant, and they take that long thing and they scrape around your uterus while you're pregnant, you are 100% going to have a miscarriage. So the amount of Black women who have had a miscarriage just on that procedure alone, when the OBGYN knew that that would cause a miscarriage, and they did it anyway, and then you sent this girl home like, oh, see you next time, bye. And you knew there wouldn't be a next time. You knew you're going to get paid regardless, though, because you're going to bill the hell out the insurance. You knew she was going to have a miscarriage when she went home. Is it because you was all on code? Is it because everybody was on code? We don't need these women to procreate anymore. We need to make less of them here in America. Hey, we done put all this money behind killing these people. We done put all this money behind these vaccines, the shit we spray in the sky, the stuff we put in the food. We done put a whole lot of money behind killing these people. They just, we don't die, we multiply. I mean, they're just like cockroaches. They just won't die. So now let's do this procedure on all the pregnant ones. Get them to have miscarriage. Let's push the vax to all the pregnant ones because they're going to have a miscarriage on that. The spike protein going to kill that fetus, and then you're going to spike the fetus just like the OBGYN said on the Senate hearing. It's not my words. It's the doctor, the OBGYN from the Senate hearing, McCullum. He said it. So we know that, but we're all on code. Yeah, we're going to be on code until they figure it out. And then once they figure it out, we're going to have a Senate hearing saying, oh, I don't know why they told us to do this. They know that it would cause they know that this was the wrong protest. You knew it too. You knew it too. You knew it too. Somebody said Universe 25 experiment. Hey, Joseph, I never saw you in here before. Joseph Chavez. So got a point, but Mama said don't point. I don't get it. Hey, April, I was gonna say something anyway, but I don't want to upset a group. Being a woman is not just a glitz and glam. It's really not. It's really not. Zero anesthesia. Exactly. They. Man, it's disgusting. How we're being treated. I mean, oh boy, y'all click like in here, please. My cervix was clipped before I had children, and my first son was a preemie. Like, we don't even get to talk about these issues. Like, we really don't. We really do not. For one, this is a historical issue. This is an issue that you should be able to click on the History Channel and hear, discuss, because it has been done so many times in history that becomes a part of history. But unfortunately, you don't have a lot of female history teachers out here. All of them got bullied except me. All the Black ones got bullied away. Some new ones have popped up on TikTok, but a lot of the black history people, they got mixed breed wives and white wives and Asian wives. So they don't care to come on here and talk about Black female issues because they'll get popped upside the head time they get off live because they mixed breed wives sitting there, Asian wives sitting there, white wife in the background, And nothing should stop you from talking about the history of your people. I mean, it'd be hell freezing over if you see me with a white man. Hell somewhere done froze over for sure. But if I had one, for one, he'd be a billionaire. He'd have to be a billionaire for me to even consider. But for two, it wouldn't stop me from talking about history. And for three, hell would freeze over. Hell would have had to froze over. We had to be the last two niggas left on earth for me to do it. We're the last two left. I just can't see it. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it. And I get it. You know, people say, "Go love who love you, love who love you." That only goes a certain length, guys. That love who love you shit is some bullshit. Love who love you is some bullshit. When you know historically, and these people do not love us. But see, black men, a lot of black men thought they love us. They just don't love black women. No, they don't love you either. They don't love you either. They just want whatever money you got. Want you to marry this one, so 40 of them can come over. Even for the guys who don't have a lot of money, it was still a reason for a foreign woman to want to marry you, because she need to get her family over here. Yeah, she need to get her family over here. So yeah, she gonna marry you so she could do it. See the foreign men tried to try black women like that too. We just didn't go for it. They tried to try us like that too. But baby, I'm not gonna. What? I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in your meat. I don't like the color of your meat. And I don't like the fact that y'all have treated us so wrong throughout the millennium, throughout the years. I don't like the fact that y'all have treated us like shit. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that none of y'all ever take up for us. I don't like it. So baby, I ain't gonna marry you off that alone. A lot of black men didn't see it that way. Some black men did, kept it very P. They kept it very much black American. I respect that. I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot. And these older black men, see, they knew. These older black men knew what to do. These older black men weren't chasing foreign women. These older black men my parents been married for 45 years. And they in their 60s. And they friends married. And they friends married. My aunties and uncles. All these people been married for a long time to black women. They already knew what's up. They knew they wasn't liked. They knew them white women be in their face flirting, but they knew what the deal was. I ain't saying they none of them smash no white women. I ain't saying that. I'm sure they did. They ain't marry them though. These guys going as far as marrying prostitutes, bro. Who wrote that part in the game? You were never supposed to do that. You were never supposed to marry them foreign women. You were never supposed to put them on the pedestal where they got access to all your wealth and then sit here and call black American women gold diggers. We've never had this kind of money. I don't know one black American woman that has gotten $50 million from a man for sex. You have to write that would have to be written down in history. It got so bad where when we actually saw a Russell Wilson marry a Sierra, we started clapping about that. We hung on to these people's relationship like, damn, he left a white woman, married a black one. That's people wonder why folks hang on to Russell and Sierra's marriage. It wasn't because they are attractive people. I mean, they're cute or whatever. It's because of how he literally went against the grain. Because men with his level of money was not marrying black American women. So when he married Sierra, it was like, damn, wow. And then Sierra got a whole new fan base of black women like, go girl. Girl, how you do that? Because girl, you got Latino women, all the white women, Asian women. How did you get them out the way? That's how that happened. For the people in the back who didn't know, who didn't understand why, that's why. And Russell was not loud enough to start a trend to bring all the black men back home and tell them, hey, y'all might want to start having some black families around here. Because there's some gold diggers out here and they ain't the ones that look like you. They the ones that came from the most impoverished countries. I mean, very much given poverty. Very much still have outhouses in their country. But then they over here getting all the money you got. Ciao. But the P. Diddy trial did it. P. Diddy trial did it for us for sure. Please click like in here, guys. It says, Queen, you remember that case you pulled up about the married and foreigner trying to give Indian land to her foreign family? Which ones? Plenty of them. Which one? Which one? Oh, there's plenty of 'em. There's a whole lot of cases like that. It's a whole heap of cases like that. Let's see. Hey, Engine Radio. Hey, Wiz Johnson. They were a part of letting foreign people in and sure was. But Jay has a lot of those reports reported against him too. But here where you coming from with that, even though they were on the same circles. I missed it. I honestly don't think Jay is a part of it. Jay and Diddy were never really close. That's why I know. I don't really think he a part of it, a part of what Diddy got going on. But you got to think about this, guys. I think he's CIA, but I don't think his mission is what Diddy's mission is. I think they two different things, but you got to think Jay-Z also got a black wife. So he got a kind of protection that Diddy does not have. See, even if he was a part of it, he got a protection that this boy don't have. You go and look at all them goddamn white parties, and Beyonce and Jay-Z is in all them fucking parties. But Jay-Z got a different protection. See, if you don't marry black women for no other reason, spiritual protection should be one. I'm talking about black American women. I'm talking about the ones who got great grandmamas buried over here. That's what I'm talking about. You know, you at this point, you need to be trying to find out which black American women got the most grandparents in the ground at that point, because that's how you know that's where your help come from. You need to feel your help coming at this point, you know, because there is so many people going down. Jay might not be a part of that, but even if he was, we wouldn't know about it. That boy's so protected. That boy is very much protected. It's given very much protection. But you know, all these people at the end of the day, all these people are celebrities. So, which is funny because those same black women look at black men as less. Yeah, they do. That's why they taking them down and then going back to their countries with all the damn money. Enough is enough. How much is the purebred? Accountability is a must. Yeah, it is. What about Kanye showing up? I thought I talked about Kanye showing up. Kanye showed up with his white wife. And they probably running a case against him too. He probably a part of the RICO too. It ain't no telling, because it seemed like they were trying to call Kanye's name out in that freak off that they kept bringing up earlier this week that happened in Las Vegas with the sex worker that's taking all of Diddy's money now, that he still pays for her house. Kanye allegedly, whoever the rapper was that had the freak off in Las Vegas, told that girl he wanted to fuck her and told her he always wanted to fuck her. And that supposedly made Diddy mad. Or whatever. My thing is, and the girl supposedly the only thing she did at the freak off was flash her titties. But we know that's a lie. Girl, you a prostitute. You did more than flash your titties. That's just all you gonna say on the stand, because that's just how they asked you the question. But girl, you knew you was bent over gawking on that man cock too, because all of them try to that's what you was there for. You're a sex worker. That's what you was there for. But she said her and Diddy was on a break for that day. That was her excuse to screw somebody else. And it's a moral compass that these girls do not have, that I'm so surprised that so many black men fell for. These girls don't even have the same moral compass. They weren't raised in the church. They not saying women don't have the ability to cheat on you. But boy, if she can start an argument that cause y'all to go on break for a date only for her to go sleep with, because she already knew she was going to the other freak out. She just didn't want Diddy to know she was going to the other freak out. You start an argument with this man in order for y'all to be on a break for that day, and then you go fuck on another rich guy. That's crazy. That's cool. And you came from an impoverished village. And then you came from a village. How y'all let girls that came from a village run game on y'all? Y'all weren't supposed to do that. That was never a part of the show. Was that ever supposed to be a part of the show? You just got outsmarted by white men. White men outsmarted you and talked you into doing that. That's the only thing I can think of. White men talked them into going with these other races of women. Mind control. Mind control. Yeah, Kanye white wife about to take all his money too. Yeah, that's why he trying to stick around with her. That lady about to take him for all he got. She about to take him for all he got. And then what you think he gonna do? He gonna run and try to get a black girl after that. You broke now. So damn, you think God just put us on earth to be with broke guys? When y'all sit here and bring women out the village and get them all your wealth, y'all don't want to build another Black Wall Street no time soon, do you? Cause now both of us broke. Now we got to help each other get it back out the mud. Damn, why I couldn't have you when you was out the mud? I was not worth it. My uterine cells alone lets you know I'm worth it. You don't see how these people running their power structure based on my uterine cells? I should be worth it just as they said. They said the spiritual power comes out of these cells too. They said these cells are ancient. Golly, you should have chose me on that alone. I crack myself up. I'm being funny, but I'm being truthful too. There's some truth to it. Don't sit here and treat me like I'm nothing. That girl said on the stand, a full prostitute now, talking about I deserve to be provided for, because they asked her, does she it seems like she only go after men who are providers, and she said, yeah, I'm a woman. Why wouldn't I go after a man who's a provider? I deserve to be provided for. Oh, child, I wonder if a black woman would. Don't let me say that. Don't let me say that to a man. Well, I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna say it in my actions, because you already know what it is when you give it somebody like me. Like, boy, I came from a 2-parent household. Do not fucking bother me unless you're about that life. I didn't come from no single parent household. I didn't come from that. I came from 2-parent household. I came from a 2-parent family. My whole family. So you ain't ready for marriage and all that. Don't even come bother me. You ain't ready to pay these bills. Don't come bother me. Cause my man don't pick up no mops and brooms. My man don't even know where to get the mop from. You can tell this boy, go get the mop. He wouldn't know where to go. He don't pick up no mops. And don't pick up too many pots and pans. You don't make your own plate. That's just how it is, you know. It is what it is. I think it's how it should be. You know, I'm very Southern. I'm very old school. I'm a Southern girl. We're not doing that. I'm a real Southern girl. A lot of us real Southern girls, we feel just like that girl felt on the stand, except we ain't prostitutes. Prostitution was frowned upon when we grew up. We didn't grow up in no village where prostitution was okay. Prostitution was never okay. We're not, a lot of us good Southern girls, we're not former strippers. We remember when the strippers start getting wifed up though, but that wasn't enough to get good Southern girls on no pole. The Southern girls that came from a 2-parent household, that wasn't enough to get us on no pole. We didn't want to disappoint our daddies. I see somebody just got one of those. Y'all, I told y'all I had put the land search, guys. I put a few slots back up. Somebody just got one. I just got a notification on my phone. Somebody just got one. I put the land searches back up because, for one, I got some good news. Got some very good news coming. I got some very good news coming. Let me just say that. I got some very good news coming. I opened the search back up. I do have some more data sets of land files. So that's one reason I opened the search back up. And two, I just have some more slots available for people that oh, that was you ready to learn? Okay. I said, somebody just got a slot. But yeah, I have some slots open back up, guys. I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited very excited. I've been getting a lot of people out. If you have genealogy, then I'll be getting you out soon. But people with land search, check your emails. I'm cranking people out pretty quickly now. So yeah. I said, well, I'll open up a few more slots. Not genealogy, please, 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 please. Not genealogy, guys. Just land search. It's just land search. And while I'm on that, let me show y'all this. Do y'all remember the guy? Do y'all remember the guy? Let me see, where is it at? Y'all remember the old man, John Simmons?
All the time. So my name is John Simmons.
Y'all remember him?
I moved here 22 years ago. None of this over here was here.
Y'all remember him?
This is isolated place.
John Simmons.
Was here.
Do I need to show this video again? I'll just go through it. This is why land is so important. My nose ring keep bothering me. This is why land is so important. Please click like in here, guys. This is why it's so important to get your ancestors shit back. They think they're gonna play in our face this whole time, man. No, you're not gonna fucking play in our face. And stop marrying these fucking foreign women. And stop reaching out to me if you know you got a damn Asian wife and you want me to help you find your heirs property. She's going to take it. She's going to take it, bro. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Let me refresher. Do a refresher real quick.
Thank you for bless you. All the time. So my name is John Simmons. I moved here 22 years ago. None of this over here was here. This was an isolated place. Nothing was here. And I worked hard. I took a wheelbarrow. Took me a year to clean this land up. And the city would not let me put a brick home here. They said I could only put a double wide. First they told me I couldn't put nothing here because I tore the old trailer home down that my father-in-law had. And I hired a lawyer. He charged me $10,000 to get me to get on this land. And his name was, I'm trying to think of his name now. I can't
okay, but now what's happening?
But right now, the developer in this area, Trent Thomas, Roundtree Development, and their lawyers, is trying to take my land. They asked me to sell. I said I wasn't going to sell. They offered me $150,000 for my land just a few years ago. And you see what I got. Last month, 3 months ago, they offered me $500,000 in front of my lawyer. I said, no, I'm not going to sell. He called me, Trent Thomas, say, his father called and say, I own your land up from back yonder. It goes way back there to your back door. And then his son called me 2 weeks ago and say, I want to buy your easement. I said, no, I'm not going to sell it. He said, I can force you to do it. When he said that, I prayed and I come up with my sign. And he called me a few days ago. He said, you scandalized my name. I said, no, I'm not scandalized your name. I said, you scandalized mine. And you say I was the nigger in the way. He said, I didn't say that to your face. I said, but you said it. He said, well, why don't you buy the land back? I said, I'm not going to buy it back. You ain't got no business being in my land. And so I hired a lawyer at first, Lipsy, at the Universal Tile Company in Bryan, Texas. College State, which one? And come to find out he was the same one that helped them get into my land. So I went back to him, told him, no, you can't be my lawyer. And he told me, I said, what do I owe you? He said, nothing. So I hired another attorney to help me out. And God bless. They still in my land. Still in my land. They still in my land. I don't know how they got into it. I was going to give my nephew a part to build a house. And somebody said, you better do a title check. I said, I went to the record department. I own my land. And when I found out Trent Thomas was in my land, nobody told me how he got in it or nothing, but he's in my land and he's trying to force me out. They told me if I didn't sell, they're going to buy this on the other side. They're going to squeeze me in and I was going to lose value. And so I'm 81 years old and this is all I have. And I pray and ask God to bless me with this land. Now the enemy's trying to take it away. And they call me nigger in the way right here. And I told them I'm a black man.
Well, you know what? It was a white lady who called to tell me, and I was just beside myself, and I just wanted to see. And so you live in a beautiful community who's going to help you. It may not even be me.
I know,
but somebody. No, listen, this is a beautiful place, and I thank you for sharing our story. I'm going to share that because I believe in Bryan College Station. I believe in the goodness of this community. And somebody has the answers. No, it's okay to cry.
So you have to be very, very careful who you put around you as it relates to the elders, anybody who's ever heard a rumor that they had land in their family. You got to be very careful because these people like just over here trying to marry black men and have sex with them. No. You're the only people on the planet who own land forever. Like, if that ain't enough to marry a black American woman, I don't fucking know. The girl, she's somewhere in her family, they got land forever. But if you just go back further enough, if you just look at it, you got a homeland here. And you're a birthright citizen. Now, it didn't stop there. Because after this, after we took our attention away, he started being targeted again. And this time, somebody actually took his land. I'm finna show you. They're called the Universal Title Company. They tried to steal his land from right up under him. I'm gonna show y'all this video, this updated video of Mr. Simmons.
I'm John Simmons. I went to pay my taxes. Lo and behold, they told me, Miss Simmons, you ain't got no land no more. You ain't own no. I said, here's my receipt. And when I showed them the receipt, they say, George Simmons, which is my wife, but you ain't on now. I said, well, let me speak to Miss Christina Rowe. They said, well, they waited a pause about 15 minutes. They come back and said, Miss Christina Rowe is busy. So I waited a little longer, and somebody from the office of the tax collector said, you need to go to the appraiser district. I went over to the appraiser district to ask why I cannot pay my taxes in my name. I talked to David Fish. He said, well, Miss Simmons, you're not on it. He talked kind of rude to me. I said, yeah, I got my receipt to show you. I've been paying my tax for 23 years. What happened? Miss Simmons, you're not on it. Then I went down the street to my neighbor, retired Judge Mike McClary, and asked him to help me. He took me to the appraiser district to ask them what happened to my neighbor, John Simmons' taxes. And David Fish told him, sir, it seemed like it was an error. And we went over to Mr. Simmons no longer owned no land. So we went to the tax collector's office to talk to Miss Christina Rowe. She's no longer there. She retired the first of this year. But when I asked to speak to Miss Christina Rowe, they said she's busy. But when retired Judge Mike McClary came with me, Miss Christina Rowe sat down for an hour and a half with us. And Mike McClary said, Miss Christina, this is my neighbor. Hey, we all love him. What happened? She said, well, let me call over to the appraiser district. she got to answer and come back to us and say, I don't know what happened, but I'm going to put his name back on his taxes. I thank God for retired jurors Mike McCleary of Precinct 1.
See? Now, if they're targeting the elders like this on our watch, it'll behoove us to get these land searches done. Now, this man is in Texas, and you already know, I have just concluded that somebody powerful done discovered some oil somewhere on his property. And you know how Texas get down. They don't put no derricks on top of the ground. No, they run a pipe. But see, they need you out of the house in order to run the pipe. You know. So they'll run that pipe right up under you and take that oil right on from out of the last name Simmons. Okay? And so these big major targets that are going on right now, targeting elders who are landowners. You know, Mr. Simmons owned a lot of land. So I guess he went to pay his taxes. They said, hey, the land ain't, you don't own no land no more. Your stuff is gone. And good thing he knew somebody, because his story had already went viral prior to this happening, and they still tried it. Now, what about the elders whose stories don't go viral? What about the elders who don't have no kids visiting them who have social media? You know, do you visit the elders in your family, your old aunties, your old uncles? You know, some of your old aunties and your old uncles don't have children, but they inherited the land because it was heirs property passed down from their parents. So, you know, do anybody go check on them? Or their children could be dead. Is anybody in the family going to check on them? We don't know how people are being targeted, how some of these elders are being targeted. You have to go and check on these elders and put these stories on social media so that we can know what's going on as a collective. That's the beauty of social media and why we need to use it while we have it. Because imagine if we could only learn about these stories via newspaper, how messed up this thing would be as it relates to this heirs property. It would be so messed up. It would be so messed up, you know. I was doing, I don't know if it was the Sinidra on here, but check your email, Sinidra. I was doing Sinidra stuff, and I was in Louisiana. And there's something in Louisiana, there's some very interesting stuff in Louisiana around that oil, where people are trying to go into the court, and they've been doing this for a long time, but I only pulled up these cases, a lot of cases, when I was looking at I don't know who, maybe it was Sinidra, I don't know who it was, somebody out of Louisiana, whose land search I was doing. But corporations have been trying to go in the courts in Louisiana and cancel people's land transactions. And they've been doing it in a weird way. They'll go in and they'll say that they are an heir to the land, right? And then they'll try to cancel the sale of the land, or the whatever transaction, like if the great granddaddy owned the land and the great granddaddy sold it to his brother, and an oil company sees that, then they'll match a last name and they'll go in and file a lawsuit, and the person last name will match. But in most cases, these cases have been dismissed because the person could not prove heirship. But in at least one case, it seems like the judge didn't do any due diligence in trying to see whether these people were actually heirs, and just slid the land right on over. And so it's like, this is very interesting, because when you're talking about airship, you're supposed to do due diligence to see if they're actually heirs. You're not supposed to just slide the land over to see just because the last names match. And that's why we do the research in the first place. But we know some people just get away with anything. And so in certain parts of Louisiana, they got away with it. They got away with it by literally copying the names and saying that they were heir to it. Now you can get that heir back. The actual heirs will have to just stop being so fucking docile, stop being so scary, stop being so whatever spell, mind control they got you under, had us under. Break out of that and go back after the land by any means necessary. Do the research. Go back after the land. Do the research. You can get it back. If you can prove you're an heir. You can prove this parcel was your family. This your family name. You can prove you're heir to this person that's named on this, and that's why I come in at. I try to trace you all the way back to the person whose name is on the parcel of land. If you already have all of these names and all this stuff fleshed out, and you just need to know, do y'all have land, where the land is, then it's my job to go through the court cases, go through newspaper articles, go through whatever I can find, whatever I can find to try to verify that, okay, your family was here, your family was on this land, this does belong to you guys. That's what researchers do. That's what attorneys will do. That's called a discovery fee. You're going to pay about $10,000 for that discovery phase. They want to discover whether what you're claiming is true. When you get billed by your attorney, that discovery fee will be about $10,000. My fee is $175. You take the findings that I send to you, and then you take that into the courthouse, or you take that to an attorney. You already have the discovery. You don't need them to discover anything. You just need a representative. Now, if you're good at the heirs property laws in your state, you can represent yourself. But if you're not good at the laws in the state, if you cannot cross-reference this with other heirs property cases, then don't represent yourself. Let an attorney go represent you. The attorney don't need to do much work. We can already prove that you was there on the land. You just need somebody to represent you, because a lot of times when you're dealing with these municipalities, these cities, these states, even these counties, even these areas that are unincorporated, when you're dealing with these people, they work very quickly when you either, one, got all the facts together, or two, you got an attorney representing you. Because if you do have an attorney representing you and you don't have all the facts together, they respect you. But if you got all the facts together and you don't have an attorney, they respect you, because they think you're not doing the research to even know. First of all, they shocked that you even know about the heirs property. You ain't supposed to know about it. But we done put so much money into mind control. We done put so much money into having you entertain. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. We done put so much money into the entertainment section where you supposed to come back. You just supposed to keep paying $2,000-$3,000 a month for your mortgage, for your rent. You're never supposed to go back after the land. Ever. You're never supposed to go back after the land. You're never supposed to look for nothing. You're never supposed to look for it. So now that you're coming back looking for it, you got all your facts together. Go back and get it, because I'm telling you, these people are vultures. They're targeting everybody. They never stop looking for land. And just as they never stop looking for land, you should never stop. You should never stop. They never stop, and you don't need to stop. And even if it turns up a dub with one of your family, you got 4 grandparents. You got 4 and I can look up 1 line at a time. Well, actually, I look up 2 lines at a time by default. But you have 4 grandparents, baby, and multiple shots at land here in America. You can make it happen. You can make it happen. You can make it happen. Now, I like I said, I do have a surprise coming. Um, but y'all, we got to get this shit. We got to get this shit done. We got to get this stuff done. There's so many reports coming out about gentrification. Gentrification is not nothing new. They're trying to say, oh, Atlanta is not the black Mecca anymore. Atlanta is the black Mecca. Atlanta, the reason that Atlanta is the black Mecca is it's never been just because of the city of Atlanta. It's always been because of Metro Atlanta and all of the stuff that you find here and all of the black people that's doing so many amazing things that are here. You know, a lot of people, you know, always attributed to just the city of Atlanta. Most of the entertainers, you know, are not even from the city of Atlanta. Everybody just rep the city of Atlanta, but people are from Metro Atlanta. In these little areas in Metro Atlanta is where you get a lot of power from. I was talking to I usually go down to it's a particular Walmart off of 75 off of I said I don't know what exit that is. I don't know which exit that is, but the Walmart is right off the exit. And that because the snap peas and the greens from there go to come from a farm down in Henry County. So they have the freshest snap peas and the freshest greens. My daddy grow greens too, but when he don't have no greens, I had to give me some good greens. I go and get it from that particular Walmart, and because that black owned farm got a partnership with multiple Walmarts, but I know of that one. What I discovered was it's an area down in Fayetteville, Henry County, that area down there, where it's not neighborhoods, but neighboring farms that are owned by black people. You can go to get strawberries. They got peaches, greens, snap pea, anything you can grow. Them black folks down there growing it. Eggs, they got one farm. They got chicken farms down there. And I'm talking about we in Metro Atlanta. You know, and so these black people make deals, you know, have deals with grocery stores and stuff. And when I discovered that, I was eating the strawberries from the black farm down in Henry County. And I bought the strawberries out of Walmart. I didn't even know they came from Henry County. And the water in Publix came from Henry County. Not Publix. I was in Aldi. I said, damn, this got Henry County on it. I might well go down to Henry County and drink the water then. I shop something everywhere. I shop at certain places for particular things. It's some what you call it that I like that only Aldi has. Like they are hash browns. It's weird. I shop different places for different things, but of course I do if I'm willing to get in my cart just to go to a specific Walmart for snap peas and greens. But now, really, you could just go to the neighborhood. So even when they had the egg shortage, these people in Metro Atlanta, they knew where to go get eggs because all you had to do was go to the neighborhood down in Fayette and get the eggs. That's power. And then some blacks, I knew they had struck gold down there, but I didn't know that black folks was involved even with them striking gold down there. So you got this stuff and then they got that one farm. They got a black-owned farmers market up in Ellenwood somewhere. I think that's Clayton. I think that part is it's either DeKalb or Clayton. But you know, you got the big farmers market up in Decatur. That's the international farmers market. But it's either some of that stuff come from the black farms, the black-owned farms down here. So, you know, black people. What makes it the Mecca is that black people are doing everything here. Like when I say every fucking thing, like all you got to do is come here and try. All you got to do is come to Metro Atlanta and try, literally. So fresh greens, Good strawberry, peaches. They got the peaches down there on the farm. The peach. They got peach farms. Cause I think that may be Peach Tree City. But then they got the wild peaches up in Decatur. That's on the side of, there's peach trees just on the side of the road. You can just go pick peaches off the side of the road. Man, you really don't have to even go nowhere else, to be honest. If a war break out, like, I tell you who's straight. Boy, we good. I'm telling you, boy, if a war break out, we gonna survive for a minute, because the amount of food trees that we have here, we can survive. We got wild trees, wild peach trees just sitting around. I think we might be good here. Yeah, it's the black farm. Yep, right in Ellenwood. Yep, right in Ellenwood, off the highway. Yep. So and look, I heard that wasn't the only one. 7 Under, yeah, I like 7 Under too. I used to go to 7 Under because they had this detox juice up in 7 Under that I used to get all the time. But yeah, you just go to different places for different things. I love going to the farmer's market. I'm always up in the farmer's market getting something. But it was just really nice to know that, the black farmers here are getting their products into not only retail stores, but just to regular people. You can go on these people's farm and, sometimes when the stuff is going out, when the stuff is very ripe and they need to go and get it out, they let you get it. They let you get it for free, just to get it out their plant so they can redo the crops and grow more. I just love it. I love it. This Black Mecca shit, like, it's deeper than rap. It's deeper than hip hop. It's deeper than entertainment. It's way deeper than that. It's the support that you receive. It's the kindness that you receive from people. People, if people find that you're trying to do something, this is probably the only city that you could just get somebody to help you. Like, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? And they'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I can help. You might bring up some random ass shit and somebody might overhear you say something and offer some assistance, in something that you're trying to get accomplished. It's a lot of people that's from Georgia that make up Metro Atlanta, just from a lot of parts of Georgia, that come here to Atlanta and implement certain things in the capital city, the capital metro area, that makes it unique, that makes it great, that makes it the Black Mecca. It's people from Savannah that just doing just amazing shit here. Albany, Valdosta, Augusta, Rome, you name it. Columbus, you name it. That make up, Dallas Austin from Columbus. Now that I think about it, Kim Porter and all them from Columbus. All the big entertainers was from somewhere else in Georgia. Is CeeLo from Columbus, or CeeLo might be from Macon? I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is, what makes it the Black Mecca is the fact that people will come and add their piece of power to an area where other people can glean off it. That's what make it a Mecca. And the ability to work together. I done stayed in a couple of cities before, and it's unlike any place that I've ever lived. I wasn't in those other cities for nothing but work. However, I went to school in Florida. I love Florida. I went to school in Florida, in Jacksonville. But it is, nothing like Atlanta. At no place on earth. No, and I've been in plenty of places. I've been across seas. I've traveled abroad. I've sung abroad. I've sung in Austria. I've spoke at conferences in London. I've vacationed in Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Jamaica. I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of faces. But I'm telling you, I ain't seen happier people nowhere else. It's the people are just happy. The people just try hard. They just people we just they just try hard. You know, you have to just keep trying hard. And I think that's the spirit that's here that makes it the Black Mecca. You wake up and you try again. And you just keep fucking trying. And you keep trying and you keep trying. You know, and you don't give up. And when you go out, you be as friendly as you can be, and then somebody else will be friendly back to you. Even when you having a bad day. Everybody around you, it's not going to be having a bad day in Metro Atlanta. Somebody going to be having a good day, and somebody going to say some funny shit or do some good country ghetto ass shit to make you smile. And you'll be like, I was having a bad day, but man, I'm all right now. I'm straight. It's like that all the time. I'm telling you. I was looking mean in the store one day. And one guy said, I don't know why you looking mean. You don't got no reason to look mean. And, you know, make you think like, don't talk to me, but I really don't have a reason to look mean. But thanks. But you just little interactions like that. People don't have to say nothing to you. I mean, you be in some cities and people just don't say nothing to you. It's just not like that. Somebody gonna say something to you here. So yeah. He said I have to visit that area. Yeah, big boy, he from Savannah, yeah. Oh, CeeLo from Atlanta. Okay. Yeah, and a lot of the scammers are not from here. I be telling people that all the time. Like, you do have scammers. You're gonna have scammers in every city. But ask some scammers where they from. They're not from America. In fact, scammers don't even be from America. And if they be from America, what they show like from Ryan here. You know, people's first mind is just not the scam. A lot of people's first mind is, I'm gonna try to get it. Let me try to get it. You know, it's just a good place to be. I ain't even gonna lie. It's a good place to be. I hate seeing the articles that saying, "Oh, Atlanta is not the Black Mecca anymore." Oh, yes, it is. Last I checked, it's still niggas around here with big ass mansions. It's still niggas around here riding clean. I'm telling you, from the old school cars to the luxury cars, you see any kind of car, man, any kind of nice car that you gonna see, you gonna look in, it's gonna be somebody black in it. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. White people ride station wagons in Atlanta. Every good car you see is gonna be a nigger in it. Everyone, and it ain't just because niggas is flexing with these cars at apartments. No, niggas is pulling up. Niggas is using these. I'm telling you, some of the homes here, some of the homes that some of these black people live in alone makes you keep waking up and trying. Like that neighborhood down there where everybody got a helicopter. Everybody got a airplane. All the homes have airplane garages attached to them. And everybody in the neighborhood got an airplane. Like, if that ain't enough to just be like, you know, I'm gonna try something today. I'm gonna try something today. I'm gonna try my business. I'm gonna try to start me a business. I'm gonna try to go ahead and start that restaurant that I want. Like, I'm just try. That's why people from Detroit and other places, other metropolitan cities, you know, when they come to Atlanta, they see what I'm talking about. They see it and they just like, you know, I'm gonna try. And they're saying, you know, it's a guy from Detroit got a steakhouse downtown, which just happened. One of my friends just opened a steakhouse. So it's just, you know, you're gonna try something. Like, these people, it's a whole neighborhood, y'all. Everybody. You know how people have 3-car garages at their house? 2-car garages at their house? These people got airplane garages, bro. That shit does not make the news. It's stuff here that does not make the news. I'm telling you. Kids need to see it. Kids need to see it. Our black kids need to see it. Our black kids need to see people in Atlanta riding in any kind of car you could name. Their dream car, they gonna come to Atlanta and see somebody black in it. I'm telling you. You're gonna see somebody white in it online, but you're gonna come to Atlanta and you're gonna see black guys in McLarens. You're gonna see black girls in McLarens. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having me a McLaren. You know? I won't get my my whatchamacallit first, but I ain't buying no McLaren. I rent one. I rent one for a day just to scratch the itch. But you know, I said all that to say this. Like when you're in a place, and every city got its you know, negative things about it. But overall, when you're in a place that you can be inspired, man, that's all you need. A little inspiration. You don't need to be in a place where all you see is negativity, all you see is crime, all you see is murder, all you see is white people jogging with Starbucks cups. That's not gonna inspire you. I'm telling you. That's not gonna inspire you. It's not gonna inspire you like going to a metro area and it ain't just one or two black people in houses, black people. It's whole cities in Atlanta with black people in mansions. It's 26 cities. It's whole cities of niggas with mansions. That's what I'm saying. Like and these people are not sleep all. They doing something. You gonna see these men driving these dump trucks with these what it look like a random dump truck. And then when you Google the company on the dump truck, they own granite. They run a granite mine. Oh, they got a contract with a granite mine. That's how these niggas got all their money. Oh, okay. But see, these are black men who look like blue collar workers. They driving a regular dump truck. They're a full millionaire. That's what I'm saying. It's just a hodgepodge of stuff, and stuff that can inspire you. That's not that I said all that to say this. It's a hodgepodge of stuff that can inspire you. That's what make a place a black metro. I'm not saying DC and Houston and what they call Durham, North Carolina, Charlotte, all these areas, you know, Louisiana, New Orleans, all these areas can be considered black meccas or black you know, places. But I'm telling you, when people from those cities come here, they see something, but they need to see it, because you need to see it and you need to take it back to your city and implement the same smile. You need to take it back to your city and implement the same ability to give somebody else a business strategy or help somebody else on their business strategy. You need to take that same smile and take it back to your city and implement something that you saw. The niggas here in Atlanta control the busiest airport on the planet. You need to somehow take that back to your city and do a 10-year, 20-year, 50-year plan to build y'all an alternative airport. And someday that could rival. And next thing you know, you got a Spirit Airlines contract, and now Spirit Airlines is at your airport. You might laugh at Spirit, but hell, it's safe and it's a major airliner. I'm just using that as an example. It's plenty airports in Atlanta. Plenty airports all over the place. Airports all over the place in Atlanta. But the busiest airport in the world is right here, controlled by black people, and you cannot go in and out that bitch if you're a corporation unless you go through a black person. And that is what makes a city a metro. That's what make it the black mecca. That's what makes the city a black mecca. I mean, you name it. Popeyes, TGI Fridays, anybody that's in Atlanta port, anybody that's in the Atlanta airport had to go through a black person in order to get that lease. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. You know. So, anyway, guys, I wanted to shoot the shit with y'all today because I ain't get to come away tomorrow. Yeah, that jog with that Starbucks cup, baby. When they come to your neighborhood, clean jog with that Starbucks cup, girl, where you going? Girl, what the hell you think you going? Get your ass away from around here. Get your ass back on over there. Cross them goddamn railroad tracks. Who told you to come over here? A lot of black folks here are owners of real estate companies, HVAC, plumbing, business, laundry markets. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it. Those major cities are great because of us. Like the one girl said, it just need to be heavily saged out. You're right. You said some of these cities do need a goddamn sage stick took to it. Somebody do need to get out the sticks of sages. You know? I got some theories as it relates to the cities in America, but I think I want to start some shit online. Probably next month. I can't start it this month because I got something real big coming. I got a real nice surprise coming. So I can't start it this month, but I may be starting it there. I need to start some shit online next month. Anyway, y'all, like I said, I got some slots open. I did post a link in the chat. I don't know where the link went, y'all. I did post a link in the chat to the slots that I have open. If you heard a rumor in your family that you guys have land, let me try to find it so that I can get the ball rolling on you getting your land back. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Make some shit happen. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Don't sit idly by. If you are an able-bodied adult, don't just sit idly by. Make some shit happen. Make something shake. Make something shake. Guys, I know I done got demonetized to hell on this. Who asked something? I'm in Cali and I'm tired as fuck. I'm seeing Becky and kids jogging with coffee mugs. Like, how'd you jog? You're not trying to work out for real. How can you jog and drink coffee, man? I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. How are these people jogging and drinking coffee? Like, what are you really dedicated to for real? What are you really dedicated to for real? Not you jogging and drinking. Not you drinking and jogging. If y'all don't donate to the channel, I'm gonna have to use my baby oil to pay my mortgage insurance. Now I'm about to make a funny post on social media with this baby oil. That's why I got it. I got a funny post to make on social media. Don't judge me when I make it, guys. Just sometimes you just gotta make posts on social media. That's what it's about. Let's see. Who asked Hartsfield? Somebody said LaToya Hartsfield Jackson. Not LaToya Hartsfield Jackson. Yeah, Hartsfield Jackson is the airport. I moved here in 2000 from Philly and I love it. And I found out that my family ancestors are from Georgia. I love it. Not the plane. Yes, child, plane garages. You boy, the shit that you see here, I'm telling you. The type shit that you see here is like, well, where y'all niggas come from? These just people who just been here forever. Like, just been here forever. Just family moved here in 1820 and they just goddamn been sitting here tucked up, stashing back money. Nigga, damn. Yeah, what? Family moved here during the World War 1920. And you just been here. Just stacking back. You still got gold bars and you got down in your attic. The type stuff that you hear, the type stuff that you see, I love it. I emailed you. Oh, I emailed you. You emailed me something else? Okay, cool. Yeah, keep the emails going. So, guys, once, like I said, once you become my client, I'm not taking no more genealogy clients for sure. I know last month I said I wasn't gonna take no more clients. I was pissed off. But boy, this land situation just ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody gonna pick it up and help either. Everybody's scared. Don't nobody want to get targeted for trying to help. People are really scared. Oh, it just seems like people are very scared. Even the content creators in the history sector that are like really out there, they really ain't touching this land issue for real. They still, cause it seemed like to me niggas work for somebody. That's what it seemed like to me. Seemed like niggas is working for somebody. Cause y'all sure got the platform. They sure got the platform to help. I mean, they say little stuff now like, we own the land and stuff like that. But what about as it relates to helping the people get the land back? Like, but you don't want to do that part because you work for somebody, low key. Got it. So I said, Lord, let me open this shit back up. So, she said that's the full name of the airport, right? Latoya Hartsfield Jackson. Shaniqua Hartsfield Jackson is the name of Atlanta Airport. No matter what you say about it, the airport is nice, it's clean, and you see niggas everywhere. Black men fixing the planes, flying the planes, black girl stewardess, everything. Black people working in Chick-fil-A. It's just black folk everywhere. From the time you get off the plane, and they said white people done took over downtown Atlanta. It was always white people in Atlanta. It was always white people in Atlanta. But black people, they're looking at the statistics wrong. Black people are still the majority in Atlanta. It's just, it has fallen under 50%. Black people are still the majority in Atlanta, even with it being under 50%. You're still the highest percentage of people. And that's downtown. Right? So it may be 20-30% white people, 15%, 10% something else. But you're still the majority, even at under 50%. No other race is over 50%. So you're still the majority. But people took it and ran with it. Oh, black people done fell up under 50%. That means we're not the minority. You still are. You're still the majority. You're still not gonna get the contracts because those are minority contracts. You're still the majority, and the minorities, the white folks actually get more contracts as it relates to skyscrapers and all that kind of stuff because they're minority. They get the minority contracts here. Asians, whites, they get the minority contracts in the city of Atlanta because they are the minorities. Blacks are not the minorities. So people took that and ran with it and said, oh, Atlanta ain't the black Mecca anymore because that's their wet dream for Atlanta to not be the black Mecca, baby. That's just your wet dream. That'll never be reality. It'll never be reality. That's just your wet dream. There's too many people here. It's too many people here having too much fun. So that's what Soul Plane wanted it to be. I just saw something saying that the illegal immigrants trying to put an evil spell over America. I think they've been doing it, and they just been getting backfired. That's why their countries are so poor now. You sit here in America trying to put a spell, and it done boomerang back on your country, and you wonder why your country's still in damn poverty because you trying to do spell work that you don't even have the ability to do. You don't even have the spiritual protection to do spell work. That's why it always boomerang on you. How you sit there and put a curse on yourself, big dummy? You know you don't have no spiritual protection to do no kind of spiritual work, period. Spell work is in the spiritual realm, so you have no spiritual protection. How you gonna sit there and do some ooga booga shit? Why would you look in the mirror and put a curse on yourself? It's dumb. It's stupid. Yo, mijo ain't over here. Yo, mijo don't have no power over here. Our ancestors are over here in America, and we done already called our energy back to us. So you can't call these energies to you. So who you calling on to do spell work? Nobody. You just calling on yourself, your own spirit. You done put a curse on yourself. You use yourself to put a curse on yourself. You looked in the mirror and put a curse on yourself. You got to be the biggest dummy in the world. A big dummy. A big dummy. A big dummy. You just did some mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all type shit on yourself. Your umbrella ain't over here. Y'all know I know to be out. When is the last time I've done the 3-hour live? I didn't have the battery capacity to do a 3-hour live. I might come back on here tomorrow. Y'all haven't eaten nothing all day. I'm getting a little weak, a little woozy. Okay? I'm getting a little weak, a little woozy. They don't know how to spell a word. They always turn it. How you to send it and you don't return it back to yourself? Like, that's goofy shit. That's a poor man's spell. You know, y'all know what a poor man's copyright is? When you got a copyright and you mail it to yourself just to get the stamp on it. How you do a poor man's spell? How you do? Oh, you done did a poor man's spell on yourself. See the little taco eater? Look at you. Anyway, y'all. I done kept y'all on here long enough. Click like. Should I come back on here tomorrow, guys? Oh, we need to do a Solution Sundays and talk about all this immigration stuff. We need to do a Solution Sunday. I think I'm gonna come back and do a Solution Sundays. I haven't been able to live stream this long for a long time. Since I used to live stream from my phone. That's just been how long I've been able to, like, I haven't been able to stay on live this long. Say, especially on our land, now foreign powers work. They better watch American Gods. They ain't gonna put in that kind. They ain't gonna watch nothing. They just think what they do is right and correct. Those are the Ladinos that are out in the street, guys. Those are the Ladinos with a D. That's the deep state. The D in Ladino stands for deep state. They stand for deep state. Like, they goofy. That's it. Y'all lay down somewhere. And if there are some Latinos that are out there that's real Latino, sit y'all goofy. Remember when y'all used to laugh at us because y'all married a black man and the black men only want y'all and da 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 da. Yeah, you couldn't get your husbands to go out there and march with you. Hey, go ahead and get deported so we can take them black men that y'all got from you. Just to show y'all get deported. Goodbye, bitch. Cause I don't want no parts of it. Goodbye. Goodbye. Them niggas sick. Got to be sick of eating tacos by now. Hey, y'all said them ladies can cook all the girl cookies, a different version of a taco every night. But that same regular ass lid them damn chopped up goddamn tomatoes. I know y'all tired of that. I know black men should have been let them girls just off that alone. Ain't no way you eating a rice dish every night. A different version of a rice dish. And that's what you get when you marry a damn villager. You wasn't raised in the village. You know your mama didn't have you eat no rice dish every night. You know. Yeah, you go to your grandma's house on a Sunday, you have about 15 different things to eat. You know, plate be so full. Such a variety of food. You made your bed of rice. You sleep in it. You made your bed of rice, baby. You sleep in it. So them black men finna be coming running home now. They finna come running home now, y'all. Just watch. The girls is getting deported. See, the Mexican men, they didn't have black women taking up for them ever. Cause see, they ain't never really tricked off on black women like that for real. They ain't never took the time to try to really marry no black women, trick off, spend none of that damn lawn care money on black women. So they ain't got no ally in black women. All they ever tried to do was beat a damn cartel and kill a nigga. That's really all they. Y'all just want to be the cartel so fucking bad. You should have been tricking out that lawnmower money and trying to get you an ally. That's what you should have been doing. All they goddamn taco stand money y'all, them damn Mexican make on the weekend. They should have had them by 5, 6 black women that they were tricking off on. Then you would have had an ally when you did your little red light there. But you ain't got no goddamn allies. You ain't want to spend none of that damn money. Not on us. All you want to do is pump a kid in a hairy back. But you was over in America and ain't getting no black girl. You ain't trick off on no black girl. That's wild. That's wild. Now you ain't got no allies and facing deportation. I don't know though. Like I said, the real Mexicans I know, I don't even know no real Mexicans out there marching for real. I don't know none. I still see Mexicans driving around in the neighborhood trying to get clients in their truck with their little lawnmowers on the back. Child, they still out here driving their trucks with their lawnmowers on the back trying to get clients. Child, ain't nobody got time to goddamn march. Nigga, rent is $2,000 and up for a 1-bedroom. The mortgage is $2,000-$3,000 on these homes. $1,500 for a mortgage. $3,000 for it. And then when you add the mortgages, you just paying out the ass. Ain't nobody got time to see him goddamn be talking about marching. Who gonna pay the mortgage if you out there marching? If you out there marching, who gonna pay the mortgage? Sure. Notice how black men married outside of our race be too touchy-feely. I don't know. I know they be getting their ass beat by these foreign girls. Diddy got his ass beat by Jane Doe on the stand. Jane Doe took his head and slammed it into a marble table. If a black woman would have slammed P. Diddy head into a marble table, she would be dead. She would be dead. She would be fucking dead. You mean to tell me all these black women you done slept through slutted out before you start going to the J-Lo's of the world, and then Diddy went straight Asian. You mean an Asian woman took your head and slammed it into a marble table? Didn't y'all say they were so meek and mild? I ain't never slammed no man head into no marble fucking table. I thought y'all said these hoes was meek and mild. That's why y'all was with them. She said that. They said that on the stand. She took that boy head and slammed it into the table, nigga. That's P. Diddy. Girl, you came from a village. He's like hip hop royalty over here. But guess what? She Asian, but these boys ain't gonna do nothing to them Asians. You don't know who this girl daddy is. Her daddy could be the mob. Asians got mobs. Her daddy could be the one that make the viruses. You ain't gonna fuck with her because you respect her daddy. You ain't gonna hit her back. Well, he hit her back. He beat her ass. He beat her motherfucking ass to a pulp. But the fact that she was bold enough to slam that nigga head into a table, that's crazy. I thought these were submissive. I thought they were so submissive, child. Girl, I thought them girls were submissive, child. I thought they were submissive, honey. More submissive than us. I thought they were submissive and worthy of marriage. These niggas, and I told y'all, I don't know what I told y'all. I was when I lived in a condo, this black guy was dating this Spanish girl. She was Latino. They was arguing in the elevator. I was already in the elevator. They came in the elevator arguing. I was like, oh shit, here we go. Oh, boy, when them goddamn elevator doors closed, that girl slapped that big nigga so damn hard in his face. I was like, oh shit, they finna get to fighting. Let me hurry up and get me off this bitch. They finna get to fighting. And this nigga finna beat her ass. And that boy didn't do nothing. He just stood there. She slapped the dog shit out of that boy. I was like, man, that is I thought these girls was submissive. Y'all told me them damn taco makers was submissive. And they sent him beating y'all ass behind closed doors. Then they started calling them spicy Latinos to cover up the fact that they were getting their ass beat. They said, oh no, she just spicy. No, if it was us, it would be ghetto. It'd be abuse. Damn. Y'all don't pretend like y'all don't remember they start calling the girl Sage Spicy. No, she's just gonna beat your ass tonight. And then you turn that into a kink. Now you got your own little slave play situation going on. Oh Lord, these girls out here whooping ass, belt to ass. They are putting belt to ass. They meek and mild until they get you where they want you. They are meek and mild until they get you where they want you. And then they start putting belt to ass. Time you skip out on paying that whole, then you're not making these girls pay half the rent or none of that goofy ass shit. You're not making them pay half the rent. You're not. That's what y'all put. That's some stipulation, y'all. New shit. These girls putting belt to ass if you come to them about paying half the rent. They slamming your head through that marble. These girls beating y'all ass in public. Girl, that's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work. Black women said Hispanic men ain't for the weak. Stay away. Damn, I ain't never dated no Hispanic man. I love you, Queen Janice. I love you too, Chief Bass for SpongeBob bodies. No, they not ready to learn. They getting their bodies done, child. They look good. They getting their bodies done now. They have been recently, and the black girls on social media said, damn, man, the Hispanic men been trying to trick off. I ain't know that. So the Hispanic men been trying to trick off, and the black women like, nah, yeah, I can't do you, Jorge. You come cut my grass, though. We can't be in no relationship, Jorge. I hit their ass. I don't know how to cook tacos. I'll just tell you that. It'd be lying. That's the easiest shit in the world to cook. I don't know how to cook tacos. Jesus. You're not finna be stroking me and I'm finna be saying, ooh, Jesus. No, fuck that. You got to go. Jorge. No. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I just can't. It's just the names alone for me. I can't. And then people be like, black women are crazy. Y'all sitting around waiting for these men to marry y'all. Go to where you're loved. I'm just like, I'm not gonna be sitting around calling my boyfriend, Jorge! Jesus! Can you bring me some water? Y'all see how that sound? It's just the acoustics. It's the audibles. I can't do it. I can't do it. And it sounds so racist. No, how the fuck is it racist when these are their real names? These are their real fucking names. Then I be done got pregnant by you, and then you be done put a mandate on me that I name your son Jesus. No, I can't. I mean, you could be my friend. We could be friends. We can go to the Mexican restaurant together and some shit. But I can't be your old lady. I'm not finna be sitting right here calling no nigga Jesus. I'm not gonna do it. You my Lord by default. You're my Lord and Savior by default, or your name being Jesus. Why would your mammy name you Jesus, nigga? That's why you're supposed to marry within your culture. You're supposed to marry within your culture. Cause I got a question for your mammy at this point. What the fuck was she name you Jesus? Now when I start joking your ass out, y'all gonna feel bad. Then y'all gonna turn into cartels and try to kill me and sell my organs off. I ain't got time for none of that shit, man. I ain't got time. Not me. Them niggas be waiting to turn into the cartel so they can damn sell a bitch leg or organs, eyeballs. And that's why a lot of black women are sitting in the sidelines or sitting in long ass relationships with black men that are way too long, but you just don't want to go nowhere else because I don't want to marry outside my race for real. I don't. And everybody's trying to advocate for it, trying to tell black women, hey, you need to go where you love. All the platforms where the black girls married the white men are like being pushed in the algorithm now. And I kiki on them. Some of the shit be funny. I kiki with it. But I notice how these girls being pushed in the platform where they trying to now tell black girls we need to succumb to the rich white men that want us. Well, rich white men are attracted to ghetto black. Because like I said earlier, that shit on some slave play shit. And it's like, well, do you take the money and do the slave play? I don't got time for that shit, man. I don't have to. Give me the money. That's why I said we can be friends. You can invest in my business. That's it. I'm not finna give you no pussy. I'm not finna give you no pussy on no slave play shit. And then you turn into a real master for real. And then I end up slicing your throat. And we supposed to just been having sex. But I done got mad for fucking real. And I done pulled my knife from up under the bed. Now you sitting there fucking bleeding. I won't be able to control myself. I can't do that. Some women can. I can't. I'm just letting y'all know up front for the crackers who the goddamn Peckerwoods who be in my inbox. Do y'all not hear me calling y'all Peckerwoods on my show? And it's not from a racist standpoint. It's because Peckerwood is a common name in the South. Y'all know we call y'all Peckerwoods for fun. I'm not gonna stop calling you the Peckerwood because you're in my chat. No, that's just what I say. We're on here shooting the bobo. You don't have a corporation for me to put in the application. I know you ain't gonna hire me for shit. You ain't gonna partner with me on this. So you a pack of wood until further notice. I'm not finna sit here and boot over and let you hit me from the back. I'm gonna fuck around and be there called you a pack of wood. I'm fuck around and have a flashback. I be like, reach back and broke your fucking neck and now you dead. Some people can't do that. That's what I'm saying. So ain't no need of people trying to pressure black women to go where we are loved. And that's supposed to be running into the arms of white men. Just know that some of us can't do that. I got too much Trelita in me for shit like that. It's too much Trelita in me. I got too much of my great grandmama's in me. I've been to fuck one of these people up for real. Love is important. But how important is it to be for real? How important is that shit? This shit is not important enough for me to get with a Peckerwood who on the low will sell my organs. I'm not finna be. I got to sleep with one eye closed and one eye open because I think he gonna try to poke one of my goddamn kidneys out and give it to your damn dying, ailing family member who needs it. No, I'm not finna do that. Not gonna do it. I can't do it, y'all. So if you see me the white man, boy, it sure ain't that. He just invested in my books or something. He invested in Hello Plants or something. It's business. It sure ain't pleasure. I could not get near one of these people for pleasure. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I leave that to the people who can. I don't know one race of men that I could just be like, you know what, I can rock with him. Not one. If they ain't black, I just can't. If they ain't black American, they'll have to be black Caribbean. Or else I just fucking be single. I fucking can't. I ain't even going outside the Americas, to be honest. I'm not even going outside these. I don't want to go outside of America. But if I just had to, I would tell the black women to go where you love. Because black Caribbean men love us too. I won't tell them skip all the way across the water and be with Asians. I don't know. I don't do that shit, man. Don't do that. Them niggas will chop you up and be sitting there selling your spleen. They'll be done sell your damn spleen on the dark web. And then this nigga got my split nigga done. This nigga sold her whole central nervous system. How did he get all the intricate nerves out to sell the who bought the CNS? Who bought The brain still was attached, and all of it was sold on the dark web. I'm not even gonna take that risk. I ain't gonna take that risk, man. They out here selling feet. They selling hands. They doing all that to study it. They'll sit here. That nigga be like, you'll be rich. You'll be a rich wife, all right, to a white man. Next thing you know, your damn melanin getting sold. Your family trying to figure out why your skin's then got skint off your body. The funeral, they got to have the casket closed. Somebody done skint. They said she just got 3rd-degree burns all over her body, but really they skint the skin off and sold the melanin on the dark web. Took a pineal gland out while they was at it. They took the gland out of her head. That's just, I'm telling y'all, my mentality as it relates to dating outside my race is why I can't do it. And it was a big famous lady that just recently did an interview that's going viral on social media with Cam Newton, telling black women to date outside their race. This is hot off the press. It just started going viral on yesterday. Telling black women to, I'm like, y'all no need to tell them, stop trying to preach that shit, man. Tell them niggas to bring their goddamn ass home. That's what you do. If you want to tell somebody something, tell these niggas to come home. That's what you do. Don't tell us to run off. They done ran off. Now we run off. Now the land free and clear. That's to me, that seemed like the plan. Let the men run off, then encourage the women to run off. Now ain't nobody eyes on the land. My eye gonna be on the land. I'm just be out here. Now I just stay with who I'm with. And if this don't work, goddamn it, I'll just get another one. He got to be black. I am not gonna take my eyes off the goddamn land for no Henrico. No, not me. Anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Yes, it's okay until retirement time. Gotta be 75% or more melanin for me. Gotta have an afro at the beginning for me. Exactly. You gotta be now I ain't saying you got to be just black, dark, chocolate. You don't have to be my skin color. You can be you just need to be black. You need to be black. You can be 50%. You can be half and half. I consider a half and half. I half black, half Caribbean or something. Half black American, half Caribbean or something. I'm not finna be out here in these streets with too much of this mixed shit, y'all. I can't do it. I have flashbacks daily. I'm telling you. And I have flashbacks. Y'all, you would think I was born in the 1890s, the type of flashbacks I be having. I be having flashbacks, nigga, like I was at the Civil War. Those are the type. It's not a shell shock thing either. This beyond shell shock. It's beyond shell shock. I don't really know what shell shock is. I just know from how I hear it described that's not what I have. No. I have full memories of the shit like I was there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by flashbacks. Full flash fucking memories of like, damn, you remember when? No, I don't fucking remember. How the fuck do I remember when I was not there? How? I just have read so many stories, and do you remember when is really me saying, do you remember when you read this? But I can imagine the stories, the files that I have read. Like I have really animated the files that I have read, the war files that I've read. I've already animated them in my mind, which gives me a 3D memory of the event, if you will. That shit is like I was there. Nah, because I remember when May Lou, she had to go running because they was finna take her land over there. But I've been reading land files, and these are names that I read on the land files. It's like, damn, I can put this story together by way of what I read on the files. I can literally, that might be a superpower. I don't fucking know. But I can unpack a story just by reading the files. I can see what happened here. I see what happened here. Yeah. This family lost the land. Then she married she married a foreigner. He took the land. And then the daughter married somebody, and then they ended up getting the land back. It's weird how this shit be happening, but I can really unpack some stuff. If I see the names and if I see the files, I can unpack it. I can unpack it like I was there, and it be right. And it be right. It must be a superpower. I don't know, but anyway. Anyway, y'all, I'd have kept y'all on here long enough. I come back if I got some more breaking news. Truth is exactly that's what they want. That's the original plan. Keep Americans separated. No Americans together. No more Americans. Checkmate. Exactly. I'm not with that bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I ain't with it. So when I saw that shit going viral, I was like, yeah, that would be what's going viral. Yeah, tell the black women to go where they loved. And who said black men didn't love us? Nobody said that. A lot of the ones with money went elsewhere, But these niggas need to get their money up. Everybody need to get their motherfucking money up. Everybody need to get their money up. All men need to get their money up. All of them. All black men need to get their money up. And stop listening and looking at these ones that supposedly celebrities, because they freaks, they nasty, and look like they've been doing this Pizzagate shit in real time, and they doing some weird shit with this semen too. Anyway, y'all, like I said, I got a few slots open on the land search. I'm finna get off here because I do have some more people to email. Once we start searching for the land, it's not like a one email thing. I email y'all back one time. We keep the chats open in the email back and forth. If I've already emailed you and you found something else, send it to me. That's just add to the case file, child. We just add it. And then we'll go from there. Congratulations to everybody who look. A lot of people reports are coming back. I'm happy for folks. I'm happy for myself too. I'm just happy. If I stop doing it, I don't know who's gonna pick it up. I don't know who's gonna pick the mantle up and keep it going. So I'm just gonna do it I'm just gonna do the land search part. Have the genealogy part right though, y'all. Have the genealogy part right. Have it right. If you don't have it right. Anyway, guys, 3 hours and 38 minutes is something. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for everybody who supported the show. Here's the link one last time for the slots that are opened. I might be on here tomorrow to do a Solution Sundays. Yeah, but I gotta get off here because I haven't not eaten nothing all day. It's 8 o'clock. I got a tiny little headache. I don't even know what I want. I don't even know what I got to eat. I don't even know what I got in there. I don't even know what I got in there to eat. Child, I gotta find me something to eat. Something to drink. I really want like a smoothie. Or like a Caesar salad. I don't know what I want. I wish I had me a good Caesar salad. That's what I wish I had. But I don't. So, and I gotta close all these windows. It's getting dark outside. I don't know what's about to storm or it's just getting dark. And it's about to storm. Y'all heard that? It's thundering. Yep, it's coming. Anyway, I love y'all so much. I will see y'all probably tomorrow. Or if I have any more breaking news, I might pop back on here tonight. But it's about to storm, so I gotta get out here anyway. Click like on this video. I love y'all. Bye.